Nashville is rocking for Game 3 of this Western Conference quarterfinal series. The Vancouver Canucks and the Preds are tied 1-1 entering this game here at Nashville, Tennessee at Bridgestone Arena. But the Predators, they may seem to have the momentum heading into this game, as there is a new report that Thatcher Demko could be out for the remainder of the playoffs and maybe a long shot if he were to return, even if it is as soon as the Western Conference Final, should Vancouver make it there. The advantage that Vancouver got for their regular season is now gone. It's a split with the Preds' 4-1 victory in Game 2, and now they have claimed home ice advantage themselves. And because of that injury to Demko, they closed only as negative 125 favorites on the money line in Game 2. Now, it's basically a pick'em on most sports books for betting people. So Vancouver, the main variable towards handicapping this matchup and the rest of the series, comes down to how you weigh Casey Smith's level compared to Demko. Demko is one of the best goaltenders in the league this season and was sharp in Game 1. The Smith's level might be being a little underrated by some observers, as he has the vast majority of the blame for the Canucks' loss in Game 2 for stopping just 12 of the 15 shots he faced. Watching the goals against one by one, though, they're pretty reasonable. May could have controlled the rebound on Jason Zucker's shot slightly better on the second goal, though from that location, controlling rebounds is not entirely expected. For Nashville, they'll be thrilled to return home for series split, and they'll be home to own one of the more playing at home in front of one of the league's liveliest and rowdiest crowds. They're 23-16-2 at Bridgestone Arena this season. In general, home ice advantage is overpriced in playoff markets, which is important to note when you're pricing out games. Road teams went 42-36 overall last season and above 500 dating back to 2017, excluding COVID bubble series. After a dreadful start this year, road teams, they're up to 7-9. Keep in mind that this is with the higher seeds having not played as many road games at this point as well. Home ice is becoming less effective in both teams getting into overall matching travel schedules, where in the regular season, bad situations arise where teams get in at 2 a.m. or later the night before a game. With the Preds now the favorites in this game, it looks like it's swinging towards the Preds. But for Vancouver, they allowed 10 high danger chances against in Game 2 per NST and 2.56 expected goals for. They generate 3.36 expected goals for per 60 at the other end of the ice. None of the goals were notably awful against the Smith, but it's easy to see the frustration where 3 goals get in from so few chances. It was likely a bit better than most people realize this season. Played to a negative 0.4 expected goals against average for 29 appearances of work, for an 895 save percentage, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but not really goal. But getting offense against elite teams was a problem for Vancouver down the stretch, and has been a problem in the series for only 4 non-empty net goals in the opening 2 games. Elias Pettersson has been held pointless in the series, and he's going to need some production if the Canucks are going to get past a scrappy Preds team in this series. The power play is also yet to break through with a goal, in part because of the struggles of Pettersson. Everyone's heading into Smashville at Bridgestone Arena, and they're all thrilled to watch their home Predators. Hello, one and all. I am Alec Nava. Welcome to Game 3 of the Western Conference Final between the Canucks and the Preds as we look to the keys to victory. So for the Canucks, there are not major changes to the lineup, but Tyler Myers looks to be returning to the lineup after he missed Game 2 with the flu. Demko remains out of it. He's reported to be unlikely to return at any point in the playoffs unless the Canucks make a run to the Stanley Cup or the Western Conference Final. So it's the importance of remembering past success heading into Game 3. And also about the importance of a strong start against Nashville. Everyone at the points in each 20-game segment were remarkably consistent. The Canucks finished the year on a high note after they had bumpy roads along the way. It's a very consistent hockey team, and they have to remember this. For Vancouver, onto how Pettersson has performed after the All-Star break. Well, he had his 8-year extension on March 3rd in the midst of his 3rd consecutive 30-goal season, following up the 1 or 2-point campaign last year of an 89-point performance this time around. But for all intents and purposes, he's a core member of the Canucks 4-core, and he has the talent and ability to back it up. It is why his struggles this posting have been so pronounced. He hasn't looked quite like the elite centerman that he has been in the All-Star break. Against Nashville, he's been floundering. Consistently the worst Canuck for the first 2 games, and it showed on the stats. Misses have become more common than his hits. The hole on the team that could definitely use his offensive contributions. It is. Plus the power play, they're 0 for 6 as well. They can't afford another slow start. For Nashville, as we look to them, tonight is the next good step that they can take. The arrival Juuso Parssinen from the Milwaukee Admirals wants to wonder what he might be cooking up. One area that he specializes is his net front presence. He's not the biggest player on the ice, but he knows how to fight for pucks in the corners and opposing goaltenders. And part of that plan is an overreaction? Maybe. Jared Anderson-Dolan, Tyson Barrie, Dante Fabro, Cody Glass, and Gustav Grigals were all scratched. For Vancouver, they were left lamenting their efforts. Their fans were never really out of it. The home team at times looked a little lost until the third period push. The confidence isn't really shaken, but things are certainly different with DeSmith now in net. One can argue that they look deflated with fluky pucks and weird puck luck, and that argument was made. There was the press they're making their own luck, but the truth is, Vancouver's different about their starter in net and key defender Myers. But it's expected that some of them come out there with some fire, and Nashville have to withstand the onslaught. Plus, Brock Besser left practice early, appeared to get hit in the left hand or wrist area by a shot during a power play drill. So now we get to our starting lineups. The Canucks, being the road team right now, they're wearing the visiting white jerseys with the blue sweatpants. Top line is Pius Suter, JT Miller, Brock Besser, Niels Höglander, Elias Pettersson, Ilya Mikheyev on the second line, Dakota Joshua, Elias Lindholm, Connor Garland on the third line, and to round out, Phil DiGiuseppe, Teddy Bluger, and Sam Lafferty. Defensive pairing starting with Quinn Hughes and Philip Hronek. Then Carson Soucy with Tyler Myers. Third pairing is Nikita Zadorov and Ian Cole. Casey DeSmith is in net. Artur Silovs will back him up. Healthy scratches for Vancouver are Niels Aben, Vasily Podkolzin, Noah Jolson, Mark Friedman, and Nikita Tolopilo. Demko is injured, likely to be out for the remainder of the playoffs with a knee issue. Though he's been ruled week to week, he's a long shot to return. Now for the home team, the Nashville Predators on their starting lineups. The top line starting with Philip Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, Gustav Nyquist. Follow up with Jason Zucker, Colton Sissons, Anthony Beauvillier. Then Mark Jankowski, Tommy Novak, Luke Evangelista. And to round out, Kiefer Sherwood, Michael McCarron, and Cole Smith. Defensive pairing starting with Ryan McDonough, Roman Josi, Jeremy Lauzon, with Alex Carrier. And to round out, Spencer Stastny and Luke Shen. Yusei Saros in net. Kevin Lankinen will back him up. Healthy scratches being Cody Glass, Jared Anderson-Dolan, Juuso Parssinen, Dante Fabro, Tyson Barrie, and Gustav Grigals. Saros in net, he has the momentum to turn the series towards the Predators' favor. Though for all intents and purposes, he's had a rather average season. In his career in the playoffs, he's 4-8, 2.56 GAA, a .913 save percentage. However, with him being one of the best goaltenders in the league, he does have the potential to skyrocket that save percentage towards his way. Nash, the Predators mascot, waving that flag heading into Game 3. This is the Predators' 25th anniversary season. Third line of the Canucks opposite the fourth line of the Predators. And immediately was Dakota Joshua and Kiefer Sherwood, who are going at each other to begin with. That scrappiness already beginning here. We're not even having the puck dropped already. This is going to get interesting. Sit back and grab your popcorn, whatever snack you have. We're underway here from Bridgestone Arena. Our referees tonight are John McIsaac and Francois St. Laurent. The linesmen being Trent Knorr and Mark Shochuk. Nashville at the Vancouver end to begin with. Let's go Predators chants here at the Music City. Predators in the gold jerseys with the navy sweatpants. Vancouver trying to get this one out was kept alive by Josi. That was down low intended for Sherwood as he shoved away Hronek. It's Hughes grabbing this at his own son. Pursued from behind, just got it away as there was an early hit on Hronek, or Hughes rather, as Hronek got this one off to the neutral zone. Batted back inside by Forsberg, who's out on the ice for the first time, nearly a minute in. Hronek Serving for options, finds one at the right side. Then a cross-ice feed over to the opposite wing to Suter as he dumps this one in. Besser shoved down. Miller backhands this one down low for Suter, who's behind the net. Shut away. Nashville gets it back. Qtrs. Vancouver trying to retreat this along the Sinbin side. Nashville has it. Holding along for the near boards. Forsberg, opposite Suter. Now flipped forward by Ryan O'Reilly. He scored the winner. Not the winner, but the game-tying goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs last year in Game 3 to send that Game 3 to overtime in the Eastern Conference quarterfinals last year against the Tampa Bay Lightning as he sends this one in. Or that was Vancouver sending this one in. They tried to get this one back. It's ferocious pursuit for the Predators continuing on. If you want defense, this is the series for you. Offside as Ilya Mikheyev was a step ahead. But if you want defense, this series is for you, as I was trying to say. Low shooting games in games 1 and 2. Not a lot of shots, and it feels like neither team has equipped 30 shots in the first 2 games. If there's a time for Vancouver to do so, it may be here. Patterson wins the faceoff, taps it backwards. Zadorov to Cole, and Cole sends this one in. Nashville's the first to it. Patterson there. Shoving match there. Luke Schenn couldn't control. Mikheyev now behind that, poked away by Stastny. Schenn trying to clear this one out. Patterson on the hold. Beauvillier also there, as Citizens pins him down. Backwards over to Schenn, who clears all the way out to center. Picked up by Vancouver as they tried to move this one up. Mikheyev over to the far corner. Now behind the net. Schenn was there first. Hoglander also there, but Schenn shoves this one out all the way to center. Centered on through over to Zucker, who couldn't control initially. Zucker stops. Hirona continuing to be with him. Hughes also there, takes it up, and now it's over to Bluger. Teddy Bluger moving through. Over to center, across over to Hughes, who taps it forward over to the near corner, and picking this up, shoving it away, it's McDonough from Bluger. Nashville takes it right back up. They move it to the attacking end. This may be a chance. From the far side, just got onto the Smith for the first shot of the game. That took 2 minutes and 45 seconds. All the way out to Nashville ice. Controlled up. Moved by McDonough to the far boards. And it's a foot race for the puck. The Smith thought about it. Evangelista was rushing there. Was the first two there. Nashville right behind the net. Trying to find something. It's all the way back deep for Carrier. Across for Lauzon. Lauzon intended for Evangelista. The pass too far. The Canucks get this one out. All the way to the Nashville ice. Icing it's the call. As Lauzon was the first there. And by the way, the New York Rangers are up 2-1 over the Washington Capitals after John Carlson had the first goal of the game. Chris Kreider and then Barclay Goodrow, shorthanded on the ladder to respond for the Blue Shirts. There are 2:22 left in the first period. And all the way back in our game, it didn't look like the Smith saw that shot from the far side from Zucker. But it's a smart shot by Zucker to intend that to get that one towards him from a tight spot. Nashville off the face-off. Bouncing puck now behind the net. Tap backwards. Nyquist couldn't control. Susie was there at the far corner. Battle for the puck. Nyquist trying to tap it back. So it's Forsberg. Lauzon keeps this one in for a split second. Now it's completely held in. Forsberg fighting to the right side for Carey. Tries to center. Looks in front. How did the Smith keep that out? It's now behind the net. Now over to the right point. Held in by Lauzon. Around this goes now behind the net. Couldn't be controlled by Carrier. Forsberg tried to go back to him. He's closed off twice by Myers, but now finds Carrier. Back for Forsberg. And for O'Reilly. That is stopped by the Smith. Tossed around is Forsberg. O'Reilly gets to it. Now around over this goes to Nyquist. He gets drilled by Susie. Stays with this puck. Across for O'Reilly. Fans cheering this offense its own time. Nyquist across. Back for O'Reilly behind the net. O'Reilly. Broken stick on the ice. This belongs to Canuck. Nyquist now at the top of the right circle. Drops it back over, and it's Forsberg at the slot. Another drop pass was on. Back over to Nyquist. Tic-tac-toe, they work around over to Lauzon. Long shot was turned away by Lauzon. Or the Smith, excuse me. Race for this puck over the far half wall. Forsberg wins it and tried to get this one down low. It's bouncing up in the air. It was up there for several moments. Still loose in front. Nashville gets to it. Nyquist keeps this one alive. Tap backwards. Cannot find the open man. That was Spencer Stastny. Bad break. Oh, goodness. Susie and Cole Smith ran into one another, collided themselves right into each other. Watching the momentum. Big hit by Dakota Joshua right behind Saros. As Vancouver wants to get the opening tally, and Stastny is shaken up by that. And we have some fisticuffs right afterwards. Nashville doesn't like it, and they have every reason not to like that, as that was a ginormous hit. This hasn't been all simmered down. Michael McCarron right on JT Miller's Dakota Joshua was right in. Luke Shin wants to go right on to Connor Garland. Nikita Zadorov is also involved. They're still trying to go after one another. They're not letting go of each other. Shen has both Zadorov and Garland. Joshua's going to the box for boarding Stastny. Stastny's going to walk down the tunnel, which he is right now. The officials are trying to separate them. So the penalty is that Stastny had his back turned towards Joshua, put himself in a vulnerable situation. That's a no-no. You can pin someone towards the boards, but you cannot hit them towards the boards. Stastny goes face first towards the boards. So he clearly got shaken up on the hit. Was on one knee, and we'll take an extra look on the benches. Ryan O'Reilly's back there. They're going to review this and determine if it's 5 or 2. They're still discussing with one another between the two referees. The referees, St. Laurent and McIsaac, 8-2. By the way, it's a tight game between the Milwaukee Bucks and Indiana Pacers as we speak. The Bucks, after trailing for most of the game, they had come all the way back and answered in the fourth quarter. Nikita Zadorov standing up, wondering what the call is going to be. But that was a vicious slam by Joshua, and the Predators with the appropriate response going after him. Stastny picks it up. As Stastny was facing the boards. It's a major penalty on Joshua. They're going to take a look at it, though. It's going to be another look. So it is a major penalty. They're going to review this at first. But for the moment, it is a 5-minute major for Joshua, plus potential game misconduct against him. Just remember that Stastny has left onto the locker room for extra evaluation. Andrew Brunette, the head coach of the Predators, talking with assistants. The first ever head coach of the Predators, Barry Trotz, back with the Preds, this time as a general manager. And it's safe to say, it's been a success for him in year one of him as a GM. So after review, it's a 2-minute minor. It did not take long. They have reduced the penalty on Joshua to just 2 minutes. Some fans don't like that, but regardless, the Predators are going to be on the power play. So a chance to get on the board first. Nashville has gone on the board first in the first 2 games. They have taken home ice advantage now on this even split and go into the series in games 3 and 4 with the momentum on their side. Nyquist is out there for the man advantage, so is Evangelista. O'Reilly settling into the faceoff dot, going up against Elias Lindholm on this faceoff. On this puck drop, it is O'Reilly winning it against Lindholm. Vancouver's PK's 4th, Nashville's power play's 13th. Moved around over to Forsberg as he looks. Back across, Nyquist holds it. Down low, this goes over to O'Reilly at the near corner. Nyquist centers. Just held in at the right point by Yossi. Went off the glove. And this might have been offside against Nashville. It was fired down the ice after that. It was offside. Just exited out by a slim margin as Yossi tried to hold. I don't know how this was not in the net. The pass from Carrier, it looked like this was going to be in the net, but it just rang off the outside the post. Not stopped by DeSmith. Stopped him from falling food. The Predators, they had the first 4 shots of this game as O'Reilly wins another faceoff, set up over to the far side. Forsberg dropping his back. Some trouble with Nyquist, but still held in as it's Forsberg at the far corner. Forsberg dropping this one backwards. Nyquist lets this one go. Yossi on the keep. Setting up for O'Reilly. Now back for Yossi. Right side is Evangelista. Back deep is Yossi at the right point. Now left side, Nyquist unwinds one, up in the air, and it goes too high. Forsberg on the hold. Back deep is Nyquist. Over to Forsberg again. Forsberg, watched by Cole. Forsberg holding it at the far corner. Vancouver tries to clear it, and they do, using the boards to get this one all the way down. Saros places one out over to Yossi. Now Bennett left on the man advantage. Fresh bodies on the ice for both teams. Evangelista leading the way up for the ice. Through the far side, Evangelista trying to split the gap. Can't do so. And the Canucks get this one out. Held over the neutral zone by Yossi. Roman Yossi waiting for options as he's looking to drop this back, does so, and he goes for a change. For the far side, the press enter. They are close up. Carson Soucy can't clear, but Teddy Bluger helps him out. 30 on the power play. 13:31 to go on the period as Sissons taps this backwards. Ryan McDonough leading the way as he moves it up over to the left side. Around for the far boards, this goes to the near side. Preds get there first. Elias Persson there on the penalty kill. Cleared out by Vancouver all the way down. That is good penalty killing by the Canucks. Remember, they have the fourth best PK in the league. McDonough will carry this one in around for the far side. As the power play is going to expire in a second, and out goes Dakota Joshua. Up front this goes. The pass intended for Joshua. Oh my! Michael McCarron went up and over. Or it seems Cole Smith got clipped by one of the linesmen. No shot on goal for the Preds on this man advantage. So the power play does not go their way. Garland gets this one down deep. The Canucks do not have a shot on goal for the first 7.5 minutes of action. Preds get this one down to Smith. Over to the near corner where Hughes sends this one across over to Zadorov. Zadorov now with this puck. He slips this one through. Can't be cleared out. Nashville holds it. Pettersson tries to clear. Does so. It's a foot race for the puck. It's over to Nashville end. Preds pick it back up. Lazon moving for the near side. Sends this one around for the red line. Canucks pick this one up at the far half wall. Nashville on the chase for this puck. Nyquist gets this one down low. Past Forsberg's stick. Now behind the net. O'Reilly the first to it. Now a pass back to the point for Shen. Pass cut away. Here's a 2-on-1 for Vancouver. Ilya Mikheyev moves in with Hoglander. Mikheyev waits. Runs out room centers. And can't find Hoglander. Opportunity not there for the Canucks. It was there for the whole way. Oh, it looks like this puck was out of play. Yes, it was. They rule it. Hoglander fired towards the goal. They wave it off just in time. And that is the correct call as that puck was up in the netting. Went back. As Hoglander backhanded, the officials ruled no goal. And that is the correct call. Oh, Mikheyev wasted a 2-on-1 with a bad pass looking for Niels Hoglander. We'll be right back in just a moment. Rick Tocchet's Canucks can't afford another slow start. They've been only just 4 shots on goal in each of the opening first periods. They're the only one of the 16 teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs that has yet to score a first period goal. They could have scored one on that 2-on-1. However, that is not the case. And already we got catfish flying on the ice in this game. That was beforehand. Oh. I'm sorry if I had to get something. I was feeling something funny. So for the first 2 games of the series, the total first period shots favor the Preds 10-8. Vancouver is to find a way to get more pucks through the layers of the Nashville sticks and bodies to get UC Saros to be more uncomfortable. It's allowed 4 goals on 38 shots, an .895 save percentage. It's hardly the kind of number that should allow a goaltender to backstop them in this playoff series. No icing as we get back. Spencer Stastny is the first to this puck, and all the way down to Smith playing this one out, knowing that this was going to be a foot race, but it's a takeaway here by Sissons. Out in front to Smith, stopped that one, and another shot that was blocked out by Garland. Beauvillier keeps this one in, hands off for Zucker. Zucker looking for the far side. Now behind the net, Zucker closing down low. Out for Colton Sissons, back out over to the blue line for Stastny, who's back on the ice. Shen through traffic, that is stopped by the Smith out in front. Quinn Hughes up to this puck first, he clears this one out, and Shen will get to it. Shen looking through center. Beauvillier fires this for the near boards, going over to the far corner. Now picked up by Hronek, who backhands one over to Hughes. Vancouver does not have a shot in the first 9 minutes. They need one now. Flip down the ice. Lafferty can't settle this down, and still no shot on goal for Vancouver. Tapped around several times, and DiGiuseppe flips it forward for Lafferty. Lafferty through the far corner. 2 shots were taken off the board for Nashville. The shot advantage is now 2-0. Tapped around. This goes over to DiGiuseppe. Back over to the left point. Holding is Zadorov. And through traffic that was blocked in front by Yossi. Nice block in front as Evangelista centers one through. Pass too far. Zadorov now to this puck with Cole on the intercept. Mark Jankowski the intended target. 10-10 to go in the first period. Still 2 shots in this game, both by Nashville. Ryan O'Reilly spinning and turning as he surveys the passing lanes, trying to cut that one off. Saros can't play behind the net. Miller can't get to this. Nashville could though. And now it's a pass in front. Here's Carrier, potential 2-on-1. Alex Carrier stopped by the Smith, leaves him behind, no rebound. 9:53 to go in the first period. Philip Forsberg was also rushing to the net. And we have a post-whistle war between Tyler Myers and Ryan O'Reilly. We'll be right back in just a moment. Well, it appears that Tyler Myers is headed to the penalty box. Might have gone to stick up high. It's a high sticking penalty. Nashville will be on the power play. And we go right back into this game in just a moment. Speaking of power plays, as we go into a deeper dive onto Vancouver's power play, they're 0 for 6 through 2 games. It's not the best look, but that's the case. They're not generating quality chances, which seems obvious at first glance, but the extent at which the Canucks are struggling to get good scoring opportunities is something, as a faceoff win was queened by Nashville, so queen that it went all the way out to the neutral zone. But now, Vancouver's power play is a far cry from the regular season power play, which saw the Canucks have the third highest total expected goals for and the 10th most high danger chances of any team on the man advantage. Here's Josi over to center, pointing over to the right side. Forsberg, he fires one and is caught by the Smith, and it goes over to the netting. Now, Vancouver, they've consistently possessed the puck well on the power play. In the regular season, they were 6th in the league, and power play Corsi 4 percentage, and the postseason had jumped up to 4th place. It isn't as if the team is coughing up the puck at every given moment, but they saw their shots for 60 drop from 55.21 in the regular season to 25.21 shots for per 60 in the playoffs. Number giving them second worst shots for rate. Good chunk of that can be attributed to the Game 2 block party the Preds had. Vancouver's actually ranked 7th in the postseason when it comes to Corsi 4 per 60 minutes, while being 9th during the regular season. Josi over to Forsberg on this faceoff win by Nashville. Down low, centering pass up front, that missed everyone. That was Evangelista on the intended target as Josi finds him. Up front is O'Reilly, down low is Nyquist on the bumper. Watched by Susie. On for O'Reilly, back over to Evangelista. Evangelista to the right side. Forsberg trying to find something. Backhands one. Bounced up in the air. It goes wide the net. Bouncing puck over to half wall. Intended for Josi. The Canucks broke that one up. Now here's a one-on-one. Pettersson waits out. Now it's bumped up to the front. Onto the near corner. Miller tried to hold it. Now it's all the way down. Over to the Vancouver zone. Canucks playing keep away here. And set this one down the distance. 50 to go on the Preds man advantage. Ryan McDonough now out on the ice for the Preds. Backhand drop pass, now send up back up front. Right across this goes. Sockert in front. It was Zadorov clearing all the way down for the ice as Saros is going to leave this one out once again. McDonough starting this one up. Moves to the left side. Here's Novak leading the way. Tommy Novak was broken up, but Nashville holds it. McDonough along the point. To the right side. Here's Sissons. Curling drag. Doesn't go. Bounced off a Canuck. McDonough holds it in. On for Novak. He couldn't get it. And the Preds tried to keep it alive, but it exits all the way out. 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. Line changes here on this man advantage as they're anticipating the end of it. 5 to go. And it's chopped out. And what? The Canucks get shoved aside. That was Zadorov as the second successful kill by Vancouver on the man advantage. This will take the bounce of a Nashville player and picked back up by Alex Carrier. 7:43 to go in the first period. Game 3, series is tied 1-1. This pass missed the approaching Pred. The Smith, he gets bumped by McCarron. This is going to be goaltender interference. And Vancouver doesn't like it, and they have a right to be angry. As such, Philip Hronek going after McCarron. This is definitely going to be a goaltender interference penalty. You don't want to be in the mix of ugly stuff, but you also want to stand up for your goalie. And now McCarron is headed to the box. Had to call that there. And this is a turning point for Vancouver should they turn their power play around. Part of it can be attributed to the Preds' penalty kill. It could also suggest that the Canucks are making the best use of their zone time. They have a good edge in Corsi, but are unable to effectively generate shots, leading to the lack of high danger chances. It's because they're looking to make the perfect play, and the volume of opportunities suffers as a result of passing up shooting opportunities, especially on the man advantage, which is a crucial piece. One, the Canucks are missing 6 power plays in the postseason. And the bad luck as well. The PDO bender the Canucks had to start off the year had many talking heads wondering when they would crash down to earth. It wasn't the case on the man advantage, but it's interesting to note that Vancouver's down from a 1.039 PDO to 1.000 PDO in the postseason when on the man advantage. It's a dead even slate now. The Canucks' 0% shooting percentage on the man advantage is equaling Saros' perfect save percentage. Interesting to think about in conjunction with the eye test. In Game 2, he had a lot of glorious opportunities to capitalize on the power play, only to come up empty. A missed wide open net by Elias Pettersson, a redirection off the post. There were some more near misses that didn't count as a shot on goal. Yet if it went the other way, the Canucks' power play is bad narrative would be flipped. But as it stands, the bounces don't go their way. That is reflected under 046 donut hole that is right above the ceiling fan. right on the ceiling fan for them. Weiss Lindholm and Ryan O'Reilly on the faceoff. Ryan McDonough out there on the Preds PK. Brock Besser, Quinn Hughes, JT Miller, Elias Pettersson out on the ice for Vancouver. Clean win by the Canucks. Here's Miller to the left side. Trying to go for the deflection from Lindholm. It's tipped up high and up and around for the boards. Miller. That's a soft pass, but still kept alive. Vancouver's closed off. Still held in alive by Lindholm. Over to the left side, here's Miller. Can't shoot this one off as it went past the stick. And a mishandle by Quinn Hughes. It goes all the way out. Power play woes continuing on. They need to get something up. Here's Hughes getting this in. Miller all the way across. What's deflected? Patterson holds it. Down low and around. Hughes. 30 seconds gone to man advantage. Miller taps it backwards. Here's Brock Besser. Up high, down low for Miller. Around for Hughes, who's at the left point. Hughes surveys around for Miller. Back over to Hughes at the left point. Now Miller down low. This shot did not go all the way. This puck bounced off of Hughes, is kept in. Nice awareness. Here's Miller. Shoots and scores! The first man advantage goal at long last. J.T. Miller on the first shot. Vancouver, 13 minutes and 23 seconds in to the game. About time that Vancouver scores a power play goal, and they did exactly that. Miller seeing traffic in front, and the screen by Brock Besser providing the way to take away USA Saros' eyes. And that was a great keep by Quinn Hughes as Nashville tried to clear. But Nashville, they had a chance to get this one down for the ice. It goes off the right skate of Hughes. Nice soccer move. Sometimes that's beneficial. Miller with the first shot on goal for the Canucks. Some swings can ring strange, but Saros on the only shot he sees that go past him as his eyes were taken away. Phil DiGiuseppe waits for Teddy Bluger in front. Here he comes and was slowed down in front. He wants to get a call for hooking that doesn't go his direction. Now here's Novak, 1-on-2 as he brings us in. Drop pass over to Evangelista. Evangelista waits, fakes it around, does not go for the wraparound. Now up front, here is Forsberg, drives inside to Smith holding his own. Bluger airs this one all the way down to center, will be gloved down by Ryan McDonough. For the far side, near side, this is Forsberg, poked away by Zadorov. Zadorov sicked away, and as Carson Soucy tries to take one of the press down, fans are calling for the penalty. We play onwards. 2-on-2 back the other way. As Holgwinter tries to skate this one in, Beauvillier got there. It's a collision. Now a shot. More bodies come tumbling down like bowling pins. A broken stick on the ice. Hooking penalty is called. McDonough and Holgwender going after each other. And this is going to get ugly now. McDonough was hoping that the Canucks will get called for a penalty. Instead, he is going to be the one getting called for a hook on Niels Holgwender. And Vancouver is going to go back to the power play, looking to make it 2-for-2. The fans are livid at that call. Back and forth, bodies going down like bowling pins. And a little bit of judo flipping around. We'll return in just a moment. physicality coming so nicely here in Game 3. It has been a physical affair to start things off for 2 periods. It's getting testy with McDonough and Höglander going up against one another. On for out. 1-0 is the lead for the Canucks. They're back on the power play. 2 for hooking is McDonough, one of their most crucial penalty killers on the ice, and a well-known two-way defenseman. We're 15 seconds into the second power play for the Canucks. Besser looks down low, up in front, trying to send this up for Pettersson. Nashville can't clear, held in by Besser. Slow puck, now it's a feet in front. Trying to deflect this one home was Miller. Hughes across, fake one-timer. Hughes over to the right side. Miller's down low. That was Besser who was at the net front. Miller now behind the net. Out for Pettersson. Everyone now settled into their positions. Pettersson at the left circle. Looking right across. One-timer! And this one was knocked away by Jussi Saros. Lindholm keeps it around. Pettersson. Backwards this goes for Hughes. Right across. Fakes a one-timer as it goes across for Pettersson. This time around. Besser on his backhand around for Miller again. Besser now behind the net. Feed over to Miller at the right circle. Pettersson setting up in front. And that was through traffic on this shot. Nashville gets this one down. The Smith out of his net to play this. Preds now have this. Actually, Vancouver now has this right behind. And a takeaway here. Nice penalty killing away from Quinn Hughes. Besser with Cole Smith on him. Besser moves away. Hughes trying to lead the way for Vancouver. Dropping this one back over to Suter as the second unit comes on here. Miller at the near side, at the half wall. Besser, backwards for Hughes. Hughes going back over to Miller as Miller rips one again. Saros stopped it again. 2 saves now for Jussi Saros. It's a low shooting affair. Nashville gets it out. All the way down for the Smith, who plays with 15 on the man advantage. Carson Soucy starting things up with 10 seconds on the power play. Soucy for the near side as Vancouver's lead things up. Garland can't get this one through the lane. At the near corner at the Nashville end. Preds flip this one out, and this is a 2-on-1. Here they come. Roman Josi drops it back to the trailer. Pulls puck in front. Still a battle. Vancouver sweeps it out, and it goes all the way to Nashville's end, just right by the blue line. Bringing this back in is Tommy Novak. He gets denied the entry. Vancouver back the other way. 2-on-2. Bluger cross. Here's Mikheyev through speed. Backhanding this one through, but does not get by for the goal. 2-on-2 the other way. Here is keeper Sherwood bringing this in. Novak was cut off. All the way to the Nashville end. The Preds keep this one up. It's taken away by Mikheyev, though. Mikheyev, sharp angle shot. That missed everything. Mikheyev has it again. Backwards this goes. Over to the far corner. Vancouver to the right point. Tyler Myers' long shot blocked in front. And the Preds will pick this one up. Sherwood setting up a 2-on-2 up front. Novak with Forsberg. Novak will just flip this one behind. Forsberg down low. Vancouver tries to get this one out. Oh, this might have been deflected out of play. Or it might be delay of game. No question about this one. I thought it was deflected at first, but there was no question. Teddy Bluger flipped that one out on his own, and so it's a delay of game penalty. I thought this was going to be tapped off a Preds defender that was right in on Bluger, but no, it missed the stick of that player right in front, and Bluger will sit for 2 minutes. 2:28 left in the period. Bluger missed the first 14 games of the season after he was injured in a preseason game. Entered into the lineup donning the number 53 that was worn last year by Bo Horvat before his acquisition by the New York Islanders. O'Reilly and Lindholm on the faceoff dot. It's a win by the Preds. Walking around is Josi. Over to the left circle, this goes down low. Forsberg looking for the left circle, fires it, and the Smith holds his own. Just one shot for the Preds on a man advantage. They get another one off here with 2:19 to go on the period. 9 seconds into this man advantage. It's still a 2-1 game between the Rangers and Capitals, as we're still watching closely that game between the Bucks and Pacers, which is going to overtime. Tied at 1-11. Face-off win by the Canucks. is down low. The Canucks trying to clear. They do so. It's sent all the way down through the near side. Saros playing this one out once again. Back behind this goes over to Josi, who sets things up with 2:03 to go in the period. Josi to the near side. Advancing this one on his own. To the right side for Forsberg. Back across. Ryan O'Reilly looking at the near corner. Back to the point. Nyquist looks down low. Evangelista trying to set things up across. That was Forsberg actually. Josi on the hold. Nyquist looking right back. Josi's one-timer. Nice block in front by Joshua. He can't sweep it out though. Josi on the keep. Forsberg is down low at the far corner. Now over to the left point. Josi on the hold. Across for O'Reilly. O'Reilly advancing to the right circle. Back through. Nyquist. Ryan O'Reilly and Nyquist exchange passes. Josi at center point. Over to Nyquist at the top of the right circle. Looking, surveying, deflection in front. Evangelista deflect this one up high. On the keep. Josi around from Forsberg. Nyquist is shoved down low by Lindholm at the near corner. Evangelista now behind the net. Out in front. Roman Josi, long shot, blocked in front, and Vancouver clears. All the way down to the near corner. Saros is just going to let this one go with 1 minute left in the first period. McDonough going to look in front over to Sissons at the near side. Now Carey moves this in. Cannot get a shot off as this one went wide. McDonough's long shot went over to the near corner, setting up Sissons. Feet out in front. This took a bounce off a stick. And Vancouver will shoot this one down the ice with 10 on the man advantage. Piers Suter clearing. Carrier moves this one up through the far side. Beauvillier leads the way in. Beauvillier handoff for McCarron. McCarron behind the net. Shut away several times. Power play over. McCarron back out to the left point. Waiting, it's McDonough. His long shot was deflected wide. Now around this goes over to the near boards. Canucks trying to get this one out. Big hit on Quinn Hughes. This puck lands on JT Miller. Canucks have the last shot. They'll just flip this one down, and the Preds will get this one gloved down from Carrier, and will carry this on to the first intermission. 1-0 is the score with JT Miller, the only goal. Just 8 shots in total in the first period. 5 for Nashville, 3 for Vancouver. Miller finally gets the Canucks on the board in the first period. At the 13:23 mark on Vancouver's first shot. Big hit by Miller right at the whistle as he talks with Quinn Hughes. 12-9 are the hits in total in this first period. We'll get the first intermission report shortly. I'm Alec Nava. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll get the coverage with you. It's a 1-0 lead for the Canucks. It took them 13.5 minutes for them to record a shot on goal in this game, but it did count towards their favor. Miller from Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson what's been a low shooting series. Just 8 shots combined here in this first period. I am Alec Nava. Well, Vancouver has been winning the faceoffs handedly, nearly 77%. The bright spots for Nashville on the faceoff dot being Ryan O'Reilly. Team stats wise, hits are 12-9 Preds. Well, the Preds have won. Well, actually, the Preds have won 10 of the 13 faceoffs. The bright spots being JT Miller and Elias Lindholm. That's what I meant to say. And Nashville's been controlling the faceoff circle throughout this game. So pardon me for that mistake. 5 total penalties, including that latest one. The physical play throughout this game has been of note. Discipline, basically, hasn't been really much of a factor here. We've seen 5 penalties so far in the first period. Dakota Joshua for boarding. Tyler Myers for high sticking. Michael McCarron for goaltender interference. Ryan McDonough for hooking. And Teddy Bluger for delay of game. Block shots are 8 for Vancouver. Takeaways are 3-1 Nashville. Giveaways, all 4 of them by the Preds. And that clear attempt by Jeremy Lauzon was held in off the skate of Quinn Hughes. Good positioning for Hughes to keep this one in as he soccered that one to keep that one through. That was a kick of God. We speak of the hand of God. That's the kick of God by Quinn Hughes. We were speaking of it. A big heads-up play by Hughes to hold this in. It takes skill to keep it in off a skate on a clear that was going in so fast. And Hughes was staying upright. That was outstanding. By the way, the Rangers, they're up 2-1. However, if we're noticing a trend about Matt Rempe getting a reputation, well, he is. And he is getting called for it. Not getting called, but he is getting a reputation as a 4th-line checking player and enforcer as he is getting himself into fights. Got 2 for interference against Trevor Van Riemsdyk when he got that big hit. But, however, his reputation, I just don't know about that. He has a certain reputation, but he can't take a hit now, it seems, because he's 6'7", and he has physicality. Loads of it as well. They're halfway in the second period, but how in the world? As we look at the headlines in the NHL all around. So William Nylander, the reason for him missing games was because he has been suffering from migraine issues. He was wearing a tinted visor. That was why he has to address that bright light situation. Spoke with reporters for the first time since being sidelined with an undisclosed injury. The mystery ailment has been revealed. Migraines was the issue. So full participant in the Leafs practice, skating on a regular line with Pontus Holmberg and Kalle Jarnkrok taking reps on the first power play unit. Both are signs that Toronto is preparing to have him for Saturday's game in Game 4. Sheldon Keefe is remaining optimistic that he is good to go after the practice session. Details of the injury have been strictly guarded thus far. Nylander followed suit when asked to confirm media reports he's been dealing with migraines. He's not worried either about stepping back into the series. Has been full swing for either week, as he cited that there was nothing difficult ahead for him in a potential return. And Toronto can use a boost with him coming back in Game 4. He's a 40-goal scorer in the regular season with an impressive playoff resume. He has collected 40 points in 50 previous postseason outings. An offensive weapon like him to the mix can help the scoring issues. They matched 6 goals in first 3 games against Boston. And the power play has been a measly 1 of 11. Having him as an option makes the Leafs more dangerous at both 5-on-5 and special teams, which is huge for their hopes of trying to tie the series again before it goes back for Boston. The Bruins have been changing things up in their crease throughout the playoffs, rotating between Jeremy Swayman and Linus Ullmark as they had good success with through the season. Jim Montgomery is not confirming his Game 4 goaltender after Swayman led the way for a Bruins victory in both Games 1 and 3, but there's a chance it's going to be Ullmark, despite Boston falling his last Game 2 start. As we look onwards for each one of these, about everything that needs to be known about the Coyotes leaving Phoenix and headed to Salt Lake City. Why Utah? The Salt Lake City market has intrigued the NHL, and the league's decision to bring a team to that market is tied to having a deep-pocketed owner that wants one. That being said, and that being Ryan and Ashley Smith, who own the NBA's Utah Jazz, who are seeking an NHL team for a few years. Smith Entertainment Group formally requested the NHL initiate an expansion process to bring a team to Salt Lake City. Smith has spent several years building a level of trust with Bettman. There is an arena already built, that is Delta Center, home of the Jazz. They've hosted NHL exhibition games, but Smith told the NHL there will be renovations to make Delta Center more hockey-friendly if he were to be awarded a franchise. Now it's happening. His willingness to forego the expansion draft and accept the relocation was the key factor in the Coyotes moving to Salt Lake City. Beyond that, and the owner, the NHL believes it's a market of a ton of potential for hockey. It's a winter sports town, one that's expected to host the 2034 Winter Olympics, a bid that could produce a new arena for the Jazz and a new NHL team. Salt Lake City has been also experiencing an economic boom. In a 2024 report by the Milken Institute, ranked Salt Lake City 4th among 403 U.S. cities in growth of jobs, wages, and high-tech industry. How does this work? Multiple sources have said that it's already sold. The Coyotes operations and the franchise have already been sold, which allows the Alex Meruelo the chance to quote-unquote restart the Coyotes down the line, though it doesn't come without skeptics. Satisfying Meruelo was a key to the transaction, and there was concern with the league as far back as the All-Star Weekend that he could wage a prolonged legal battle over relocation if the league decided it wanted the franchise move, because of uncertainty around the Coyotes' area plans. And he is still seeking to win an auction for a 95-acre parcel of land in North Phoenix, where he intends to build an arena, a practice facility, a theater, housing units, and retail. The auction for the land is set for June 27th. That's the latest arena plan for the Coyotes organization, which is now defunct. They've been seeking a permanent home since the city of Glendale terminated its lease with the Coyotes at what's now known as Desert Diamond Arena after the 2022 season. The Tempe vote failed, so the NHL began considering options with Arizona. The league supported Meruelo's attempt at winning the land auction and building his arena, but there were questions surrounding its eventual completion, which were numerous, that could cost, infrastructure, and timeline. And the Coyotes said shovels won't be in the ground until 2025, meaning the team wouldn't play at Mold Arena until 2027, if not longer. The team's intellectual property, including the iconic Kachina jerseys, would remain with Meruelo. That's an agreement that evokes the deal made with the city of Cleveland when the Browns moved to Baltimore to become the Ravens in 1995. Also, between Charlotte and New Orleans when the Hornets, or at least the first iteration of the Hornets, moved to become what is now known as the Pelicans. So that is the latest that we have of the NHL situation in Utah and Arizona. The 13 players are under contract for next season for the Utah franchise. It's a group that includes Nick Bjugstad, Logan Cooley, Lawson Krause, Clayton Keller, Matthias Michelli, Nick Schmaltz, Josh Stone, Dylan Genter, Keller, Michelli, among others, on homegrown players being in that group. There are 3 pending UFAs, including Travis Dermott, who could resign the team or head elsewhere. They also have 7 RFAs, with 5 of those RFAs being defensemen, such as Sean Dursey, J.J. Moser, and Juuso Valimaki. Igor Shesterkin making a spectacular save as he closed off the Capitals from what looked like a potential goal. That game is still going on. And by the way, the Indiana Pacers have taken down the Milwaukee Bucks in overtime, 121-118, defending home court and winning their second straight. So you look at the Bucks score around, 29 for Miles Turner with 9 rebounds. Tyrese Halliburton showing off his in-season tournament self. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 16 assists, a triple-double. Everyone of the starting 5 getting double digits. Pascal Siakam with 17 with 9 rebounds. Aaron Nesmith with 13 with 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Andrew Nembhard with 16, 5 and 4. Obi Toppin with 15, 6 rebounds. Damian Lillard with 28. Chris Middleton with 42. Middleton was questionable heading into this game with an injury. Bucks are still without Giannis Antetokounmpo. Middleton also with 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Lillard with 28 with 8 assists, 3 steals. Bobby Portis with 17 points and 18 rebounds. So we now go on around. The Clippers and Mavs, they have started right now. They're in the first quarter. The draft lottery being scheduled for May 7th. So with this going on in effect, Nathan MacKinnon having his best season of his career, though arguably he can be the league's best player. 43 seconds are what it took to extend his home point streak to 35 games. It's a reflection of how much he is a perpetual threat. A point every home game entering March 26th with the Canadiens, simultaneously leading the NHL in points. Another way to measure what has made the Avs center so dominant this season. Yes, the way he scored the goal that offers insight into why this season has been the best and most consistently the most productive of his career. Paying attention to the puck meant nobody has eyes on him. He uses his teammates to float in space that Canadiens zoned out with his speed, gave him the runway and the time to get back on defense to prevent an odd skater rush or be in a position to place his opponents in a compromising spot if the Avs recovered the puck. What happened was the latter. MacKinnon's home point streak ended 2 days later against the New York Rangers, but followed that up with 4 points in a comeback win against the Nashville Predators that clinched the Avs' 7th straight playoff berth. The most points in the season in franchise history. The most points on home ice in the season in franchise history. A home point streak that finished second in NHL history behind Wayne Gretzky's 40 games in the 1989 season, and a pair of 19-game point streaks in the same season, a first in NHL history. It's more than just statements. It's ammunition for the questions about MacKinnon of late. What is about this season? What has he done in the position to have the best individual campaign of his career? And could this be the year that he wins the Hart Trophy against the talent? Yeah, could this be the year that he wins the Hart Trophy that's tantalizingly eluded him? There's no question he is the finished product. The product is, however, in a bit of a question. Is he a pure goal scorer, a playmaker, a power forward, or is he all three at once, sometimes on the same shift? Perhaps it's all of the above. Sidney Crosby was a standard as the NHL's best player for several years. Over time, players such as Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and Nikita Kucherov could be included in that discussion. McDavid has been widely believed to be the best in the NHL. MacKinnon already was in that stratosphere before joining the Avs, as per the belief from Parise. But seeing him every day in practice instead of just a 4 annual regular season Avs Wild games gave Parise a bigger appreciation for what MacKinnon's been doing. MacKinnon talked about how he listened to LeBron James' new podcast, the biggest item that stuck with him of how the LA Lakers superstar with the need to go all in on every aspect of one's game. MacKinnon was already training towards the direction. He's arguably the NHL's most well-known player when it comes to how seriously he takes nutrition. He has a rehab specialist whom he credits with shaping his body. He appreciates rest to the point where there are nights where he's in bed, reading a book, and falls asleep before 10 p.m. He applies this in morning skates and practices. 9 of that he's practicing. Usually one of the first skaters on the ice, one of the last players to leave the facility. Even at practice, there are players who go for drills at gradual paces. MacKinnon's settings are seemingly only fast and faster, and even all the way to fast and furious. Pre-game warm-ups, no different. He goes for his individual routines as if there was someone with a clipboard and stopwatch grading his performance. He needs to be at his best, which is the opening Jared Bednar used to have a discussion with him and applying it to a commitment into the defensive side of the game. Since we're coming back into this game, it is 1-0 Canucks, block shots coming at a premium as these two teams are top 3 in the Stanley Cup playoffs this year in block shots this postseason. Lindholm and McCarron to start out the second period. It's Lindholm winning it. So we have begun the second frame. Will Nashville answer or will Vancouver hold? Nashville, opening shot. This bounced off a stick. Canucks are going right back with this. 2-on-2. Could be a 3-on-2. They instead decide to flip this one down. Lindholm after this puck. Loose an edge. Preds with it now. Up for the lane. This gets tapped backwards. On the other way is Ryan McDonough. He fires this one down. This one's kicked out by DeSmith. Over to the far half wall. Held in by Smith. Cole Smith working around. On his backhand was deflected out. Ryan O'Reilly can't hold. Vancouver tries to split the lane. There was nothing there. Lindholm just flipped this one behind Saros' net. And line chases on both sides. McDonough will look to his right side. Nashville flips this one down for the far side. takes a bounce, was held up. Nyquist moves his one forward. O'Reilly, between him and Nyquist, Forsberg tried to get it off. One of the Canucks was in on him off his stick. And then it's chipped down for the ice. Foot race for the puck. Besser there. Gets tied up by Lauzon. Battle for this loose puck. Carrier there. Miller also there. And this gets cleared up by Nashville. 6-3 to shots on goal. Low shooting contest, as has been the case in the first two games. Rangers score again. It's 3-1. Someone's shouting, no, no, no. The ice, there's the penalties, and a chance out in front! Oh, goodness, this was so close to crossing the goal line! Oh my goodness, not enough to beat Casey DeSmith. Was so close. They go the way. No penalty, and several saves by Yusei Saros on the other way. Carson Soucy can't hold. Offside against Vancouver. As it was cleared. Nice forced offside by the Preds. Up a minute 50 deep. What a save by DeSmith. He got 90% of it, but this puck was moving too slow to where it trickled just short of the goal line at the blue paint. Was tapped away just in time by Filip Hronek. Good save by DeSmith. Even better save by the Canucks defense. Got out of harm's way just on time. The 3-1 goal by the Rangers being from Vinny Trocheck. On the power play, Miki Zibanejad and Adam Fox with the assist. That was a lightning quick reaction. Saros has given up 5 goals in this series, 4 of them in Game 1, the only other one in Game 2, in that 4-1 Predators victory. Canucks won the opening game 4-2. Nashville trying to answer. Novak's stick was lifted, sent across. Here's Jankowski, fires this one wide. That was up top. Novak trying to hold. Vancouver gets it out. Tap forward. On the backhand. Saros out of his crease to Puedes. To the far half wall. This goes to Jankowski. Tap forward by Novak as he swoops in. Now around this goes, trying to send this across over to Evangelista. Out inside by Nashville. Hronek the first to this puck. The Preds keep this in. Evangelista shoved away by DiGiuseppe. Hronek pinning him towards the wall. Jankowski also there. Poke loose. Vancouver has it, but it's turned away over to Novak. Hughes having trouble with this puck. It's still loose. Still a dogfight for this puck. Evangelista holding around for the far corner. Goes to the near half wall. Stastny can't hold. It's all the way down for the ice. Luke Schenn will pick this one up. Last touch was by Stastny, so that nullifies the icing. Schenn had spent parts of Free's years with the Canucks, including last season, on that top pairing with Quinn Hughes. Down deep is Cole Smith. Around this goes. Over to the near corner to the opposite side. Cole trying to clear it. He does so. Down for the ice. Flip for the wall. Roman Josi with this puck now spinning around. For the near wall, this is flipped out. Deflected back inside onto the Nashville ice. Lauzon picked this one up. On the way to center. This goes crashing down. It was played up high up a high stick. The whistle stops action and the faceoff will come at center ice. Other two games tonight in the NHL. The Jets and Avs game 3. Now the series shifts over to Ball Arena. That game at 10 o'clock Eastern. Oilers and Kings at 10:30 Eastern. The series shifting over to Staples Center. On Shea Kopitar had the overtime winner in Game 2 in the 5-4 win. Looks to get the Kings on the right track. It's actually going to be an offensive zone faceoff for the Preds. Ryan O'Reilly taking the draw. False start on the draw. O'Reilly is tossed out. Nyquist will take his place. 3:19 into the second. Some help from Filip Forsberg. Nice shot block in front by Joshua. Dakota Joshua sends this down. Picked up by the Preds. Down the length. Bouncing puck goes over to behind the net where Zadorov. Zadorov with the far side. Centering this one up. Sent to the right side was Garland. Garland waiting for room. Around for the right circle. Sent down low behind the net. And that pass was directed to nobody from Hoglander. Trying to move this one around. Could not get Garland. Now here's Hoglander on the intercept. Tap backwards over to Cole. Cole fakes a shot. Now Zadorov fires a slap pass over to Hoglander who can't control. Hoglander shove once. Now it's centering feed for Garland. His shot's blocked. Now another follow up. That one blocked up in front. Vancouver on the keep. It's Garland. Right behind it. He losing an edge. And here's a penalty against Nashville. 6-on-5 for the moment by Vancouver. And this is going to be against Roman Josi for tripping once we get the whistle. And now with the touch by McDonough, the Canucks back to the power play. 15:44 in the second period. Josi 2 for tripping. Oh, that was a stick in right for the stick blade as Josi tried to go after the puck. Garland put on a nice fake on it, so I'm going to give credit to Garland for faking out Josi. Had Josi completely fooled and gotten to commit to a penalty. It's a nice spinorama by Garland to draw the penalty. Colton Sissons on the faceoff. Vancouver wins it. It's a keep in by Hughes. Tapped around. This goes over to the right half wall for Pettersson. Back behind the net, it's Besser. Besser looks over right behind. Miller drops it back over to Hughes. Now back for Miller. Sharp angle shot. Feet out in front. They score! Another power play goal! Brock Besser, the Brock Star. 2-0. It wasn't going their way in Vancouver, but now it's going their way in Nashville. JT Miller with the shot in front from a sharp angle and a nice deflection goal by Besser, who was down low at the front of the crease. Survives the contact from Lauzon as he was shoved from behind. Miller from Quinn Hughes for Hughes' 4th assist of this series. Nice chip in front from Besser, and now Nashville looking to fight back. Just 11 combined shots between the two. JT Miller has one. Now Besser has one. First goals of the game for each of them. Nashville trying to answer back. Can't do so now as the Canucks bring this back through. Just flipped on the backhand over to Saros, who will glove this one up with 15-11. Now it's 12 combined shots, 6 apiece. Now it's more important to get more offense. Trying to break through this defense as both teams are playing stingy defense left and right. They're settling in for the face-off right now. Besser with 13 points in his postseason career. That includes the 2020 games when they faced the defending champion at the time, St. Louis Blues, and the Vegas Golden Knights. In the latter series, they tried to come back from down 3-1. They've pushed it to 7. Hughes out the face-off. A long shot from Hronek. That was a 95-mile-an-hour shot that missed everything. UC Saros actually stopped it. Now around this goes through the horn. Back deep is Hughes. Over to the right side. Let's go Preds chance here in Nashville. Preds in the yellow. Canucks in the white. Hronek for the far half wall. Dropping this one back on his backhand. Hughes at the top of the right circle. Another drop pass. Miller fakes it. That's not nice. Poke away. Could be a break. Oh, that could not be corralled down by Nyquist. Now it's sent inside. Saros will leave behind. Blown opportunity for Gustav Nyquist to get a break. Now down for the distance. Preds are offside. And Nyquist can really fly with this, but he is upset knowing that he has blown that breakaway as Miller was going across. The play by Nyquist, it was telegraphed all along, just out of his reach. It was going to be a breakaway or a partial break for him. It was just off. $14:28 to go in the second period as we get a neutral zone faceoff. Stastny corrals this one up. For the far wall, Nashville dumps it in. Myers places on the backhand for Susi. No keep in for the Preds. Now it's a poke. Garland trying to go after it against Stastny. Stastny did a good job of tying him up. Now this puck is behind it. Preds corral this one up. Settling this down. Zucker across to his man right side. Carried across for the line. And this one fired by Shen on for the Smith. And pushing and shoving right afterwards as Zucker wants Susi. Jason Zucker did not like that. These two were members of the Minnesota Wild organization previously. Zucker getting dealt to the Pittsburgh Penguins in the 2020 season to stop by DeSmith, just as Zucker was closing in on DeSmith after a shot by Schenn. They're still chirping at one another. They still don't like it. Rumor has it this may not be the end of it between the two. During the course of the regular season, the Canucks won all three of these games, 3-2, 5-2, and 5-2. However, playoffs are clean slate, and now this late season surge by Nashville has made this Predators team a very different Predators team. Inside go the Canucks. Predators trying to get this one out. This one deflected up high, goes into the crowd where a lucky fan is going to come home with this puck. Congratulations to them. 2-0 Canucks off 2 power play goals. After going 0-for-6 in the first 2 games, they're now 2-for-8. 2-for-2 in this game alone. Or 2-for-3, rather. We'll be right back. Nashville, very famous as a hub for country music artists. Such is the case all around as a previous player for the Predators, Mike Fisher, married to Carrie Underwood. Fisher scored the first ever home playoff overtime winner in Predators franchise history, a triple overtime winner in Game 4 against the San Jose Sharks in the 2016 Western Conference semifinals. Since then, home playoff overtime winners have been scored by Victor Arvidsson in Game 6, and that was followed up by Kevin Fiala in Game 2 against the Winnipeg Jets in 2018 in the West semifinal. So we're back here. Nashville trying to clear. Through the second period as we go through with 13:31. Offside. Kiefer Sherwood and Michael McCarron look to get in. So for the moment, we're getting a look in at what we have between the Clippers and Mavs. Tight game here. It's 32-28 Clippers, but the Mavs are fighting back. Third time in 5 years in which the two teams are facing off against each other in the playoffs. The Clippers have won the first 2. The Mavs are looking to break this one even. Ryan O'Reilly wins the faceoff. Lausanne sends this one through. And down inside comes Nashville. Forsberg tied up behind the net, trying to emerge with this puck. It's in control of it, trying to get away from the Vancouver defense. Can't do so. And the Preds can't hold. Back this one goes. Preds trying to reestablish puck possession, trying to send this one deep. O'Reilly sending this one through to the goal line, where it's Persson picking this one up. Through the half wall, Canucks trying to get this one out, but can't do so. Forsberg, this one deflected one out. Foot race for the puck. Mikheyev there. slowing down one of the Predators outside. And here comes Vancouver trying to fake a third goal. Myers missed the net. And the follow-up was stopped by Saros. Right behind is Miller, shoved away by Alex Carrier. Carrier picks his one up at the far corner. Trying to clear this one out, Canucks hold it. Sutter twisted and turned around. And over to the opposite corner as Forsberg, he reverse dealt his man. A big blow. That's a big hit towards the wall by the number 9. Rink wide feed across over to JT Miller's sent in. The first two there was Ryan McDonough, the ex-Bolt and the ex-Ranger. Won 2 cups with the Bolts. Across for Jason Zuckers, he sends one up. Roman Josi sends it up. Anthony Beauvillier, pass turned away, and that was intended for him. Dakota Joshua gets it out. Nashville re-enters. Along the right point, they're looking for a deep shot. Wrist shot, rebound loose in front. The Smith having in trouble with it. Kept alive along the half wall by Beauvillier far side. Stick lifted several times by Hughes. And backhands this one down low. And now the loose puck in front. No shot on goal just yet. Good keep in by Nashville as Josi walking the point over to McDonough. Left half wall, back for Josi. Long shot in front, rebound. And it's over the far side where it's kicked out from the Smith. Vancouver flips this one all the way down. Josi tracks this puck, nice sweep. At his own far corner as he looks for option to pass to. Deep pass, this goes over to the far wall. Moving down to the distance, is saved by the Smith on the kick away. Vancouver picks it up. That might have never made it all the way to the goal. Spencer Stastny now back at his own end. Feet up front, this is Novak, 82 in yellow. Evangelista under his feet to the left. Novak tried to split the gap. He gets taken down. Fans want an interference call. Fans were wanting that as Novak thought he got held back. Now all the way out, this goes to Stastny, who he controls it. Stastny. Over to Evangelista as he deflects this one in. But this will be icing. Against Nashville 10:51. Fans thought this was going to be not an icing, but they're also calling for an interference penalty against Vancouver as they thought that Novak was knocked down and he did not have puck possession. The shot, the screen in front on the Smith by Zucker. He was jumping all over this puck. It went off him as well. This is Novak gets knocked down by Tyler Myers. That was the play that Nashville fans didn't like. Jankowski wins the faceoff with some help from right behind. Tommy Novak reaches for this puck. Trying to get this one down. Does this so, and the Smith will bounce this one backwards. Long stretch pass. And this one off the ice. Did not bounce off anyone. Icing called. 10:34. Icing against him. Curious call. And onto the glass. On the deep pass right inside. Carey is having himself a decent season. Emerging as a blue liner for Andrew Brunette's team. The several few years, they've been coached by John Hines. Now being coached by Brunette. Underrated hire as Spencer Stastny got tussled up again. He's going to go down to the locker room again. Just a 7 face-off win for the Canucks in this game. Afterwards, Nationals won 18 of them, but they have that puck possession. It's Forsberg looking. The shot was blocked. Up into the netting this goes. 9 minutes and 30 seconds deep into this game. Nashville needs 2 to tie. Forsberg has had some of the smoothest hands in the NHL this season and his career as a whole, dating back to his rookie year in 2015 when he first burst out into action. He continues to show that in its entirety. It's Forsberg off the faceoff, no quick shot. His shot went off a stick and it goes out onto the netting, onto the seats. So Forsberg's hands so smooth. Game 2 showed it. And Forsberg, silky smooth as he got the Smith to guess on his shot. Elevate the shot. Going backhand, forehand several times. Moves inside. The Smith sliding. And fell into the fake that Forsberg gave him. Off the face-off, O'Reilly controls. Race for this puck. Cannot be held in by the Preds. Forsberg has 6 goals in his last 5 games, regular season and playoffs combined. Left side is Yossi sending this one through. Up for the middle, this goes over to the near corners. A race for this puck, tapped away by Myers. Good hold by O'Reilly. Kept inside. There's a shot block in front. McDonough with that shot. Yossi trying to hold. At the far side, Nashville trying to get this one in. This sailed above the net. Above the crossbar as well. McDonough trying to hold this one inside. Can't do so. Nyquist can't get to this puck. Garland could. As he sends one down, Saros places one out. Over to the near wall. Now moved up off the skate. Besser races to this first. And floated this one up high. And into the Canucks zone. Good hold. And a shot in front by JT Miller. Off that giveaway. Yeah, that was stopped by Saros just in time on now to hold again. Zadorov around. Over to Miller. Near half wall. Back deep. Cole mishandled it. Back out this goes all the way to center ice. Miller taps it backwards. Race for this puck after this pass did not make it to anyone. Behind Saros, the Smith's crease, I meant. Pius Suter gets this one slammed out all the way to Nashville ice. 8:52 to go in the period. Left side is Wazon. Wazon forward. As he chips this one through, behind the Smith. Zadorov gets knocked down by McCarron. Cole picks it up. Also going down with Zucker. Cole almost lost the puck. He gets it back and is flipped forward as Vancouver is looking to get this one through, running their direction. Nashville wants to tie it up at 2. Canucks get it out. Goes out to Boris. Quinn Hughes sends this one down. Nashville picks it up at the near half wall. Sends one down for the ice for another icing with 8:22 to go. Quinn Hughes was the first there. They're taking a shot off the Preds board. So the shot advantage now down to 9-7 for Nashville. There's a low shooting series thus far. And it continues to be the case. Besser's on the bench. It'll be Sam Lafferty on this faceoff. Tie up. It's Vancouver, but they give it away to Nashville. Nashville does tap it back. No changes here for the Preds. They do get one man on the ice. Vancouver gets one down for the middle. All the way down low. Saros right behind as he plays it there. Vancouver trying to get this one back up. Can't do so for this moment. Nashville has the puck. For the near side, McCarron. And around for keeper Sherwood. Sherwood spinning around. Watch around, circling for the zone. Alex Carey, long shot was sent wide. The first to this puck is Jankowski. Jankowski cycles this around. Roman Yossi holding it. Left point. Mashed up by Di Giuseppe. Yossi trying to find someone to pass to. Oh, he gets elevated. Wow, you can see that coming a long way from here. Di Giuseppe going back the other way, but what a heavy hit. Nikita Zadorov bringing the heat. Hurt his feelings as soon as he heard that there is no barbecue cooking at the grill. Elias Lindholm flips it onto Saros. Saros curiously places one over, nearly picked away by Dakota Joshua, but Joshua stick lifted Evangelista, only sees go back over to Nashville's side. The Preds have been overskating pucks throughout this second period. It's continued to bug them. 2 more players go down, that Myers being one of them, the other being Novak. Forsberg at the high swat, makes its way to the net, and the Smith turns away the Predators several times. And as you say, Saros to the bench, just as we get another penalty here, this one against Vancouver, Evangelista takes down one of the Canucks right behind the Smith's crease. They are just hounding one another. Goodness. They're going at each other punch after counter punch. Low pad save by the Smith on the previous shot on Evangelista as the Smith is up for the challenge. Forsberg and Evangelista one after another. The Smith had no problem with them. Nashville to the power play when we come back. Rick Tocchet's 8th season as an NHL head coach. He has had 2 previous stints before as a head coach. One with the Tampa Bay Lightning, the other with the Arizona Coyotes, which was his most recent before he was let go by Arizona for Andre Tourigny. Arizona is trying to undo the damage done by John Chayka in his tenure as a general manager. Chayka trying to emphasize analytics, but it was disastrous in doing so. Quinn Hughes gets 2 minutes for holding. And then we have another penalty on this, that being Luke Evangelista for roughing. So the power play is canceled out. We have 2 minutes of 4-on-4 action. Saved by Casey Smith, the penalty occurring over the Vancouver at the ice. We'll go 2 minutes of 4-on-4. So the power play is waved off. So we'll have it here. So we start now. Carson Soucy moving this one up. Vancouver drop passes this over. Elias Lindholm flips this one down over to the near corner. Both goals have been power play goals. Ryan O'Reilly sends this backwards. Over up front where they go all the way to the Vancouver end. Icing waved off, not enough to get past the goal line. Myers moves around for Soucy. Lindholm now. To the right side towards Myers. Myers leads the rush. Myers fires one off Saros. This goes all the way back out to center ice towards Miller. Sending this one backwards. And holding this is Hronek. Leading the way now is Miller. Miller. Over the point, he looks looking to the right side for Besser. Brock Besser down low. Looking around. JT Miller right across. The one-timer is fanned out by Hronek. He had a wide open net. JT Miller with a great pass across. Brock Besser trying to cut off that pass. Can't do so at this moment. 1 minute left at 4-on-4. And oh man, we get some pushing and shoving. The whistle blows as we had some pushing and shoving. Brock Besser and Gustav Nyquist a shoving match with each other. Coincidental minors. Besser was initiating it. Nyquist JT Miller for slashing. Gustav Nyquist for roughing. It was sick. The start of it was Besser and Nyquist going at it. Eventually, JT Miller came over to get right at Nyquist. I'll be right back. Nikita Zadorov bringing the physicality to this game as he has shown. The big hit on Roman Josi as he got lifted up and over. Put on a plaster. He is, and Zadorov feeling it at the benches. He is so pumped up. I don't know if he's got something on his vendetta against Josi, but there we go. We stay at 4-on-4. So this is where we stay at. No 4-on-3 here. Josi backwards as he resets. Has Carrier with him. Josi to his left. Moved on over to Forsberg. Philip Forsberg is inside. Back across. The wrister. That was blocked in front. Carson Soucy was there. More bodies falling down. And the physicality continuing on as the Canucks are inside. Possible 3-on-2 as Miller serving in front. Tried to fight it to McCabe. Can't do so, as he was late to it. Down the middle is Ryan O'Reilly over to Forsberg. Philip Forsberg looking around. Feed on front as it go. The backdoor feed. Not there. Canucks trying to move on down the ice. 5 seconds here to go in the 4-on-4. 4:47 in the second period. The first power play goal came from JT Miller. The second one from Brock Besser for the Vancouver Canucks. Those are the two goals that stood here. Besser from Miller and Hughes. Miller from Hughes and Pettersson. Saros places one out through traffic. And this bouncing puck just skips over Joshua. And all the way this goes back inside as Saros places out of his cage. Luke Shen had an extra minute to send this one off. And the puck is still available. Over the line, offside is Colton Sissons. 19 combined shots. Once again, the Trent Qtrs of low shooting series. 19 combined shots through 2 periods. Though Nashville imagines they need to score now. And it looks like Anthony Beauvillier is going to get back on if you want to, or getting off, I meant. If you want goals, this is the moment to get that right now. And right here, you need to have the momentum going towards your side. Mark Jankowski on this faceoff. False start against Teddy Bluger. Sam Lafferty takes his place. This is Lafferty's weak side given he's a righty. Bluger is stronger on the left side faceoffs. Feet up front. Nashville moving this one down. There's a shove towards the wall. The Smith played this into trouble. The Preds are all over this puck. Tommy Novak, high slot shot. The Smith gloved it down with 4:04. Luke Shen with another one. 12 saves by the Smith. Hasn't been tested much. The game 2 shots on goal. The Canucks with 18, the Predators in 16. The fewest in the playoff games in 12 years. 19 combined shots tonight. So if this trend is going to continue on, it might as well be in this series. Alex Carrier with 6 blocks. Nashville has been blocking shots left and right throughout this game. 16 for Vancouver. On the other way, the Predators dumped this in off the faceoff. Now down deep, Novak tries to step in front. And Jankowski saw that one stopped by the Smith. Evangelista shoved away. Jankowski trying to save it. Still alive as it's up for grabs. Tommy Novak wants to poke this one free. He does so. Novak off for McDonough. Shot up high. And that was pushed away by Smith. Vancouver. 1-on-1 is Besser. Besser moving around on Yossi. He puts on the brakes. Now it's behind the net for Suter. Besser waits. One more time. Now sent out back deep. Hughes. Long straight away. It's up in front. Tipped in front. Nothing there. And the net was knocked loose. Saros' helmet also came out of free 18. A change on the fly by Adam Foote, the ex-Colorado defensive defenseman who has been well known throughout his career on his reputation. You want a defensive defenseman like Roman Josi on the ice alongside Ryan McDonough all throughout the time frame. That's nice. That's a nice pushing and shot. That's nice movement by McDonough to cut away the shooting lanes. Towards the net, the movement by the goaltender Saros. And Saros shoves away Suter, who was a Canuck, in front. 3:18 to go in the second. Andrew Brunette had some words with John McIsaac, with McIsaac coming over to Brunette before this puck drop. Vancouver trying to clear this one out, and this goes directly onto the Smith, which nullifies the icing. Nashville trying to save this one through. It was behind Zadorov, held in by keeper Sherwood. Sherwood shoved away by Zadorov. Sherwood lost the puck. Cole Smith in pursuit. Miller trying to poke this one away. Solos now on for Mikheyev. Mikheyev sends one down for the ice. It was beyond the red line. Icing is the call. It was behind the red line from where it was closing. Close call. Jeremy Lauzon won the foot race. 15-8 the shots in favor of Nashville. The Smith has been tested, but with Thatcher Demko perhaps being out for the remainder of the postseason, it's now on the Smith to step up his game. Artur Shilovs will carry this momentum down the way at net for Vancouver, with the Smith being the primary starter now. Ryan O'Reilly on the faceoff opposite JT Miller. So now the signal here. Vancouver gets to it off the faceoff win by Miller. And the Canucks send this one down. They do get the line changes they needed. Nashville for the way. Dumped inside. Canucks are back with it. Now on the other way, Myers sending this one up, looking for Miller. And now this was sent in back inside by Nashville. Trying to get both goals back to tie this one up at 2 apiece. 2-0 lead for the Canucks, both on power play goals. Behind the net is Nyquist. Nyquist trying to poke his way for Vancouver. On for O'Reilly. Flinks it on around over to the right point. Sent around over to carry a one-timer. That's gobbled up by the Smith. Through no traffic, no rebound for the Smith to maneuver through. Nashville is doubling Vancouver in shots 16-8. The Preds were boxed out, but Carrier finds a way through some partial screens. There's every availability seeing this pucker through. But the Smith is going to take this one right on a swap. And some more line changes throughout. Colton Sissons on the draw. Bluger is tossed out. In comes Garland. Controlled now by the Preds. Trying to move this one backwards with Beauvillier, but instead this goes over to the near corner. Poked and checked around. Zucker and Beauvillier both there. So is Sissons. Sissons emerging. Opposite Hronek trying to spin his way around. Starting up front for Beauvillier. Can't get the shot away. Vancouver back with this as they flipped it down his ice. Up high into the air. And is getting shoved down hard with Yossi. Backhand shot. Did not make it all the way. Some more shot blocking here as Yossi sets this one up. Right by through one of his teammates. Zucker trying to poke this forward. Did so. Anthony Beauvillier saves his one inside. Beauvillier trying to get it backwards. At the far corner, they're both trying to go back and forth. They do so. Zucker on his backhand intends over to Beauvillier. Now it's over the far corner. 1:15 to go in the period. Escaping from pressure, this is Connor Garland for the near wall. Can't find much on the toe drag as Garland moves his one around. Cut away, and here comes Nashville with 1 minute to go here in the second period. Bouncing puck. And with Cole Smith gets bumped towards the boards, the icing was waved off as Smith was ahead. Held inside by Nashville. They tried to get 2 back here. Smith tied up. That puck could not reach Sherwood. At the far side is Garland. Garland might have been sent in from behind the red line, but banked it along the wall. 40 seconds to go in the period. Lauzon. Skate is up through center. Lauzon entering inside. Lauzon. At the near corner, shoved away in tight. Pettersson there. Bumped into by Sherwood. And that one knocked the puck away from him. No bump and run as the puck did not immediately come to in Nashville. Philip Forsberg lost the handle. Now back the other way come the Canucks. Trying to get more shots on here. It's been a defensive masterclass. Here's Elias Pettersson. Fires it. And that one hit the glove of the Smith. 6 seconds to go. The Preds with the last shot. Will they get it? No, they won't. 3.5 to go. Offensive zone face out for the Canucks. Off the icing. They blew this one down on the icing. It's curious. Get right back out there. That's a heads-up play by the Vancouver Canucks to find the open Elias Pettersson for the far side as he gets himself open, making himself available. Usually Saros trying to maintain his crease. Elias Lindholm out the face-off of Ryan O'Reilly. Tie up off the draw. Nashville clears this out, and that'll end the second period. 2-0 Canucks. Brock Besser from JT Miller and Quinn Hughes, the only tally of the second. The second intermission report coming right up here. Next up, I'm Alec Nava. Stay tuned. All right, so now, as we go into the second period intermission report, here's one of these stats that's going to blow your mind. 9 shots for the Canucks and 16 for the Predators. However, Vancouver is making their shots count, with 2 of them going past Jussi Saros. Saros, 7 of 9 on save totals. Casey Smith, 16 of 16. As we start talking about Casey Smith filling in for Thatcher Demko down for the way, he is doing that right now. 2-0 as the Canucks lead. I am Alec Nava. Welcome on board to the intermission report. Heads are 21-18 Nashville. 24 out of 36 faceoffs won by Nashville. And 10 penalty minutes each by both sides. 16-10 are the block shots for the Canucks. The Canucks have blocked as many shots as the Predators have taken shots. 4 takeaways each, but the giveaways are killing the Predators. The Canucks have just 2 giveaways. So as we look at the game plan that Paul Bissonnette, I've been watching the intermission report previously about how Paul Bissonnette was addressing strong side defensemen, trying to set things up for deflection out in front. It's Brock Besser going backwards to Quinn Hughes. As Hughes sets this one up, it goes up high. In that case, it was Elias Pettersson who was right at the front of the net, trying to redirect on the back tip. Unfortunately, couldn't do so, but no matter there. Still a 3-1 lead for the New York Rangers over the Washington Capitals. The penalties keep racking up. First period is Ryan Lindgren, Matt Rempe, Tom Wilson, Alex Swenberg. Second period, Eric Gustafsson, Alex Alexeyev, Nick Dowd, Alex Ovechkin, Keandre Miller, Barclay Goodrow, Will Cooley. Getting the penalties in the Rangers Caps game. That's game 3. Later tonight, Jets and Avs at 10 Eastern, Oilers and Kings, 10:30 Eastern. So early on, the Canucks wanted to establish a tone. They've done so defensively. Nashville had the majority of the offensive chances, but Vancouver's holding their own defensively. And they have done a good job at doing that. And if we speak of the Rangers and Caps, one man is familiar with both teams, Peter Laviolette. He coached the Capitals. Now his team, the Rangers, are looking to eliminate the Capitals in 2 nights. The last time the Caps made the Stanley Cup playoffs, Laviolette was the man behind the bench. This time, he's on the opposing bench. The Rangers are trying to eliminate the Caps from the postseason. This is the 8th time in Stanley Cup playoff history that a head coach has faced a team that dismissed him in the previous year. The Rangers had a 1-0 lead in their first round series against Capitals. The Capitals did a 2-0 lead. There'll be a certain irony to the Rangers being the Caps. That's when Laviolette's 2 playoffs in Washington ended in 2021 and 2022. The Caps missed the playoffs last season. Only the second time in 16 years Alex Ovechkin didn't see the playoffs, leading to what General Manager Brian McClellan described as a mutual parting of ways between the team and Laviolette after 3 seasons. Washington's loss was the Rangers' gain. When the Rangers fired Gerard Gallant after 2 years, they turned to Laviolette with a 3-year deal. Their results have been historically good. They won the President's Trophy for having the league's best record and at the first best points percentage in franchise history. That earned them a first-round series against Washington, the second wildcard team in the East, earning Laviolette a reunion with some familiar faces after 1 year when the Caps will let him go. Coaches have faced their employer in the previous season consecutive playoffs. Last year, it was Peter DeBoer who went against his former team, the Vegas Golden Knights, in the Western Conference Final. DeBoer actually experienced this previously, beating the Florida Panthers in the 2012 playoffs during his first year as head coach with the New Jersey Devils. Other coaches facing former teams, Mike Yeo of the Blues going up against the Minnesota Wild in 2017. Daryl Sutter of the Sharks facing the Flames in 2004. Actually, it was the inverse. Daryl Sutter of the Flames facing the Sharks in 2004. Fred Sherrow with the Flyers facing the Rangers in 1979. Tommy Gorman with the Blackhawks facing the Maroons in 1935. Dick Irvin of the Blackhawks facing the Maple Leafs in 1932. The combined records of these coaches in revenge series, 6-1. The only loss being the Boer. Laviolette took over the Caps in 2020. Washington followed up their Stanley Cup win in 2018 under Barry Trotz with 2 first-round exits under his replacement Todd Reardon. Laviolette was brought in to maximize the remaining contention window for Ovechkin and his veteran teammates. They ended up 12 points out of a playoff spot last year. But then the turning of the door. The feedback from players in a conversation with Laviolette, it was decided they would part ways. TJ Oshie said, "It's the ugly part of the business when Laviolette was let go, but he puts faith in management when it was the right call." In the end, it's worked out for the best of both the coach and his former team. Laviolette taking over a Rangers team that needed defensive structure and encouragement to play with more pace, turned into a serious Stanley Cup contender. The Caps hired Spencer Carberry, who was an assistant head coach with the Toronto Maple Leafs after 3 years at the Capitals AHL coach in Hershey. His own defensive system helped Washington emerge from a wildcard bubble pileup and getting back into the playoff picture. His age positions himself for the team's ongoing youth movement. He is the only new face for the Caps. Laviolette just coached over a dozen players who are on Washington roster for this series. It might be a bit more strange for guys that have been here for a while that have him for 3 years here. I only had him for 1 year and we got him on really well, said Dylan Strome. I had my best year at the time when he was my coach. Very open and very honest with me as my coach, and I always appreciate him for that, end quote. But there are veterans who remain on the roster that Laviolette knows well. The Caps power play, filled with veterans, Laviolette all 3 seasons in Washington. Ovechkin, Oshie, Tom Wilson, and John Carlson. Both the Caps and Laviolette have downplayed the insights they carry into the series against each other, or any semblance of extra motivation for one to eliminate the other. They have downplayed that, but before the series, Laviolette said he didn't think about it much when asked about facing the Caps in the playoffs after having coached them last season. But facing a former team is old hat for him at this point of his career. So now we go around over to the NBA side. At halftime, the Dallas Mavericks lead 54-41 at American Airlines Center, the home of the Mavericks and the Stars. Luka Doncic with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. In Game 2, anyone who's watched by Doncic and is guarded by him scored a combined 5 points in Game 2, including 0 from Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and James Harden. Derek Lively with 13 points as he's been coming off the bench. PJ Washington elevated to the starting 5 alongside Derek Jones Jr. and Daniel Gafford. It's a boosted up Mavericks team all around at the trade deadline when they dealt Grant Williams for Washington. And on the other way, the Clippers wanted to get their big boost all around, their big breakthrough with Kawhi, PG, Harden, and Russ. Russ does not have a point. In 12 minutes off the bench, Harden has 14 points, but he's a minus 16 when on the court. Paul George with 15 points. Kawhi, 4 rebounds. Ivica Zubac with 10 points, 4 rebounds. They have a team, as a team, they have 8 assists. Dallas with 13. Luka of 6. Kyrie Irving of 4 with 3 rebounds. Other game on the NBA slate, the Minnesota Timberwolves and Phoenix Suns. That coming at 10:30 Eastern. And by the way, heading into this weekend at the Monster Mile at Dover Motor Speedway, bad news here. But the crash at Talladega Super Speedway that knocked out Eric Jones, that injured him. Looked eerily similar to the crash that killed Dale Earnhardt at the 2001 Daytona 500 at the last lap when he bumped into Ken Schrader and Sterling Marlin. Jones, incidental contact with John Hunter Nemechek, his teammate at Legacy Motor Club, and it injured Jones. He'll be replaced by Corey Heim, and he'll have a petty blue and red scheme. A throwback scheme with STP as a sponsor. But when we come right back, third period will be set to go here. Here on the action. the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm Alec Nava. Stay tuned. Canucks continue to lead 2-0 heading into the third period. The story of this game has been their man advantage. They went 0 for 6 in games 1 and 2 combined. Now they have scored twice on a man advantage here in game 3. They're 2 for 3 on the power play. A tip in front by Brock Besser in the second period was the lone goal at that frame. In the first period, it was JT Miller of a shot from the top of the left circle that beat Yusei Saros. Second meeting between these two in postseason history. The only other one came in the 2011 Western Conference semifinal. Vancouver won that in 6 games on the way to a Stanley Cup final appearance. There were 2 overtime games in that second round series. Matt Halischuk scoring the winner in game 2 in double overtime, 2-1, the final score for the Preds, and beating Roberto Luongo, who stopped 44-46 as we're underway here in period number 3. The Canucks won 3-2 in overtime in game 3 of the 2011 Western Conference semifinal series. Roman Josi shot from the top of the right circle, and Casey DeSmith flashed the letter. I want to go back on this. It's a 3-2 overtime victory in game 3 of the 2011 Western Conference semifinal series, of Ryan Kessler scoring twice, both on the power play. The winner coming at the 10:45 mark of the first overtime. A little crouch from DeSmith to get Josi stopped on that long shot. 17-9 are the shots in favor of Nashville. DeSmith stopping each and every one of them. Game 1 was a 1-0 victory, with Roberto Longo getting a 20-save shutout. Chris Higgins had the only goal of that 2011 series. Right around Philip Forsberg trying to wrap it around. Can't do so. Trickle past everyone. Carrier couldn't keep this one inside. And yeah, you may have heard my voice crack, but that was very close to being held inside. It was a good effort. Now it's an offside as the puck just exited out. The other games, 4-2 Vancouver, 4-3 Nashville, and 2-1 Vancouver. Around this goes as Nashville flips it back in off the faceoff. Susie is the first to it. Susie closed off, throws and there's a reverse hit. Nashville is back inside. They lose the puck. Rangers win their game 3-1 as the Canucks are in. Right behind us, JT Miller closing around. Miller shoved towards the wall, through the four corner. Canucks hold it. And around through the boards this goes. Down low at the slot. Besser, stick lifted, closed off. Preds clear. Vancouver back inside the zone and breaking free is Brock Besser. He fires off the outside the post. So close to scoring his second. Knuckle puck on the way. Beats Saros, but not the goalie's best friend. Back on the other way, Hronek dropping it for his partner Hughes. Bovilli on him trying to strip him away. Does so. Now it's a feed over to the far half wall. So looking at Sissons. Back around down low, intended for Zucker, who's closed off down low. Hughes is there. Down goes Hughes. Race for this puck. Picked up by Vancouver. Skated all the way up by Hoglander. Shen feeding Stastny. They go back and forth between each other. Luke Shen moving it up through the near wall. It's deflected in front. Recollected by Nashville. This bounced onto the Smith. Chopped away several times. And going down was Hronek. Nikita Zadorov had to retreat this one out to protect it for the Canucks. The Rangers on the verge of sweeping the Capitals. A stranglehold 3-0 series lead for them. Set it up front as Nashville gets this one in. Can't do much further than that. From the blue line. Vancouver gets it out. Lafferty for the red line sets it in. Saros playing this one out, waiting with this puck. Almost gave it away. Also, Di Giuseppe had no shooting room. From the near corner, sets it to the far corner. Nashville gets it out. At the red line. Waiting is Jankowski, taken in by Novak. Tommy Novak in with this puck. The Smith stops him. 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the third period. Nashville needs 2. Vancouver won in that game 4 in the 2011 series. 4-2 in that game. Christian Ehrhoff, Alex Edler, Ryan Kessler, and Henrik Sedin. The goal scores to Sedin, sealing it off. Besser rang off the outside the post on a knuckle puck. Oh, that was close. In Game 5, David Legwand and Joe Ward each have scored twice in that 2011 series, with Legwand's first goal coming shorthanded. And Vancouver won 2-1 in Game 6. Mason Raymond and Daniel Sedin the goals. Legwand the only one for Vancouver in that second period. Both Vancouver goals in that first period. Vancouver off this faceoff. They send in for the far side. Racing after is Lazon, who gets driven hard towards the wall. And falling down was one of the Canucks. This puck goes all the way down through the Vancouver into the ice. The Smith playing this one out away from Forsberg. They clear. Canucks get this one down. Right behind Saros, now picked up by Yossi. On to the far corner. Margin of error now. Finn for the Predators. Skate in, and here's McCarron. And as a shot, rebound loose. Oh, so close. Casey Smith lost track of the puck. Almost made his way to the net. Almost was an own goal. Almost found a way to get that one in. And the most awkward sequence is Harris Miller. That one's set up high. Nashville at their own end. Moving up is Sherwood. Came for Sherwood for center. Lost the handle. Sherwood falls down. On for the other way. Vancouver's back with this as Besser drops back. For the near boards, it's bounced off. Nashville trying to stick this away to send it up. Vancouver sends one up onto the netting. Exactly 4 minutes deep into the third period. But that was so close. It was that close. The Smith got a piece of it. Fortunate enough to not have the one bounce in. Off the skate, the Smith saw this one go off of Ian Cole. coming back. Cole trying to sweep it away. A great save. Stretches out his right pad. That was so close to bouncing in. Great awareness by DeSmith and great awareness to kick this one out. Cole queened that one up. Cole making the playoffs with 8 different teams. Elias Persson behind that gets close off, finds Hronek, but Sissons jumps onto the puck, feet out in front. No shot in there. Now it comes out for Mikheyev, who shoots his one down for the ice. Nashville back up with this puck at their own zone, looking off for Zucker. Surveying as he backhands his one out to center, is gloved down by Hughes, the captain of the Canucks. Now back inside comes on. Drop pass and a save by DeSmith on the one-timer. The rebound is cleared all the way out. Nashville waiting on the entry. Sent inside by Yossi as the Preds make changes. 4:45 into the third period. Vancouver maintaining a 2-0 lead. Mikheyev sends it onwards. And this one was offside on the delivery. 4:49 into this third period. Tomorrow's games, including Hurricanes Islanders in the afternoon, the Battle of Florida, Panthers Lightning. We were expecting a competitive series. The Panthers have a 3-0 stranglehold on the series. 21-10 are the shots on goal in favor of the Preds. Well, safe to say the Canucks have got this one on the defensive side, maintaining their cool. Shots this period, 5-1 Nashville. Jankowski at the top of the left circle, drop pass, walking this one around. This one went off a stick, and it goes down low at the far corner, touched up. This puck was played by a high stick. I'll be having coverage of the Bruins and Maple Leafs. Game 4 of that series coming at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Stars and Golden Knights shifting over to Las Vegas for Game 3, now T-Mobile Arena. The rematch of the Western Conference Final, both games taken by Vegas at Dallas. But Dallas wants to get 2 back to even this one up on the road. This drop pass comes from Philip Forsberg out the faceoff. Long shot out in front. Chance out in front. This one deflected wide. It's loose in the swat. Dakota Joshua picks it up. Skates out with this puck. Trying to set this one in. Playing keep away. And was this an offside? Yes, it was. Didn't know if it was an offside. The Clippers Mavs game back underway. The Mavs leading by double digits at the halfway mark of the third quarter. The shot went off the stick of one of the Vancouver players. A shot going over to the left. Ryan McDonough with the long shot. Yeah, you may be noticing why I'm wearing a TJ Watt shirt. Well, it's the NFL draft as well. And the Steelers address some needs. Troy Fautanu at tackle. Zach Fraser at center. I didn't have Fraser on my bingo card. Initially, I was thinking Jackson Powers Johnson. Ryan McDonough has warranted 87 career playoff games, the second most among active players in the NHL. Michael McCarron dropping back over to Cole Smith. Glove down by Kiefer Sherwood. Puck is loose out in front. Lauzon has an open lane, ran out of room. Soucy was all over him. The pass went wide, missing everybody as Vancouver clears out. Excellent defense by Soucy to stay with Lauzon. Tangle up between a Canuck and a Pred as both players are trying to go over to the benches. Collision over the swat. This shot goes wide, up out of play, deflected up high onto the netting. There was a tangle up as Lauzon tried to go to the bench. Some words between Lauzon and Soucy. Lauzon bought some time at the top of the left circle as he was looking for options. Ian Cole was there. The shot was up high. It's actually Cole Smith, rather. The key is Zadorov stepping in to deliver the big hit on Michael McCarron. Big head-to-head matchup. 27 hits for Nashville, 21 for Vancouver. Zadorov playing the big physical presence role. He's not afraid to play the villain. JT Miller wins the faceoff. For the near side, this goes towards. And this one redirected up high and out of play. With 6:03 into the third period, Now we're at the break zone. 2-0 Canucks. Still, the power play has been their story. We'll be right back in just a moment. Casey Smith has been the story of Game 3 for very good reason, shutting down the Predators left and right as he has turned away shot after shot, making spectacular save after spectacular save. Even some spectacular ones, such as going back onto the right side to stop a bouncing puck that was going on its way to the goal. Some help from Ian Cole to sweep that away. Still have the towels waving here in Nashville. This place is on its feet, trying to draw the team right back into this game. Vancouver with the 2 goals here, both on the power play, JT Miller and Brock Besser. Leading the way inside is Nyquist. Nyquist sticked away by Susie, but jumping onto it is O'Reilly trying to keep it in. That was poked away by Suter. Nice poke there. Swept away as there's something on the way towards the goal. JT Miller is back down inside, behind Saros' crease. Back out to Scoj. McDonough on the other way for Nashville. Cross-ice feed over to Ryan O'Reilly as he skates up with this. O'Reilly along the far corner. Myers there. Forsberg trying to poke this loose. Elias Persson also there. He gets spun backwards. Back deep is McDonough. One-timer from long range by Forsberg was blocked. At the near corner, this pack. Fans are seeing that the penalty went uncalled for some apparent reason, as one of the Nashville players, I thought there was going to be a tripping penalty against Vancouver. That goes unnoticed. 7 minutes deep. Susie got a stick right in between. Now here's Pettersson. Pettersson leads the way inside. Pettersson, pass blocked in front by Lausanne. Now back around. Behind is Hoglander. Hoglander poked away several times. Now back out to the right point. Running for Hughes. Hughes' long shot was swatted away by Saros as lifted all the way down. I was a little behind on that. I'll admit, I was a little behind. Sorry about it. I apologize. Hughes still looking. Beauvillier going for a change. Fans booing, saying, hurry up, hurry up! And a move over to Lafferty from Bluger. Just was disrupted by Nashville's defense to force the offside. Oh, Susie got a stick between Ryan O'Reilly. And it looked like there's going to be a tripping penalty there. It was not called. It was straight into the legs. No penalty called for some reason. O'Reilly has every right to be upset. Face off just outside the Nashville end. The Smith trying to maintain this shutout. Up to 21 saves now. Preds trying to break even. Breakout pass over to Evangelista. Tap backwards. Good defense by Vancouver to prevent a breakout. At the near side, Stankowski across. Novak on the handle. Far half wall. So serving, protecting himself from Zadorov. Down deep is Jankowski. Swatted away by Vancouver. And all the way down deep is Queerd. Race for this puck, not enough for the icing as Luke Shen picks it up. 11:50 to go here in this third period as Shen feeds it for the near half wall. Up this goes for Evangelista. He picks up, or McCarron rather. Michael McCarron behind the goal. Cole Smith there. Smith trying to get this one away, can't do so, and now this goes back over to keeper Sherwood. Sherwood backwards. Smith is tied up. Carrier tried to hold this one in and swept right by him. Now it's a race for this puck. Roman Josi is the first to it. Dakota Joshua watching along for the far wall. Turnover. Back inside comes JT Miller. Winds up, and Saros turned that one aside. 97 miles an hour on the shot. That's a blazing slapper. Miller's known for those long slappers and hard slappers on the way to the net. He was in the hardest shot challenge. Stretch pass did not go Vancouver's way, but the icing was waved off. Alex Carrier in trouble. Vancouver tries to take it away, can't do so. Josi. We have a penalty coming up. This is going to go against the Canucks. Who is it going to be on? 2 for tripping. Rockbesser for tripping. So the trip was in front of the net. Alex Carrier was visibly tripped as Besser tries to go for the puck. Instead, quips Carrier's legs along with the wall. That was right in front of the goal. Officials saw it. And a big power play for the Preds. An opportunity to cut it to within 1. Ryan O'Reilly had a power play goal in game 1. That was the only power play goal of game 1. Jason Zucker at the other marker. The top unit is out there. O'Reilly is tossed out. Taking his place is Gustav Nyquist. Nashville did not score on the man advantage in game 2. Vancouver gets a clean face-off win, and they clear it all the way down. Flipped all the way down for the zone. Josi has it. 10:45 in regulation. Down by 2. Nashville needs to score now. Luke Evangelista leading the rush. Pass too far. Philip Forsberg gloves it down. Over to Evangelista. Helping him out is Nyquist. Evangelista down low. Behind the net. Nyquist. Back out for Forsberg. Forsberg looking for the near half wall. Watched by Lindholm. Forsberg tried to center. This went past everyone and splitting that wide open gap. And they'll be looking for a reverse. And now it's Nyquist picking this one up. Nyquist over to the center. Nyquist leading the way. Nyquist on for his own. Nyquist waiting. So serving at the near corner. Dropping this one back all the way for Evangelista at the right point. Across for Josi. Back for Evangelista. Up front this goes for O'Reilly. This shot was fought up by the Smith. Down goes one to Canucks. Was knocked down. That was Veronica who got knocked down. We're 1 minute left in this power play. DiGiuseppe got knocked down. High blocker side. This was that time around. Josi moves over left side. Mashing and passing here as Nashville tries to get something going. Can't do so for this moment as Pedersen picks it up. He'll fling this one down the length. One shot now for the moment by Nashville on this man advantage. Not getting a lot of chances. McDonough sets up Sissons. Down goes Pedersen on the pressure. Sissons picks it back up through the ice. Short pass over for the ice. Vancouver tries to clear it. And it looks like Nikita Zadorov fired this one out of play. No deflection. And Nashville have 21 seconds of 5-on-3. So if you're just joining us right now, it is a 2-0 Vancouver lead. Nashville is fighting back. They're going to go on a 5-on-3, I should say. How's everything going now, Ian?
Everything is going well, Alec. I've been watching the NFL draft, so I've been able to step in.
So here we go back in this game. So it's been interesting for the fact that this has been a rather low shooting series. Vancouver, just 11 shots. They're up 2-0. Nashville, they have 22 shots. They're getting blanked right now by KC to Smith. So we're staying put. It's a 5-on-3. Colton Sissons tossed out the face-off circle. Ryan O'Reilly going to take his place. And the face-off is won by O'Reilly. Yossi. Down low this goes to set up in front. Nashville needs something in front. Yossi the shot. That was blocked. O'Reilly elevated this way too high. Out of play this goes. How does Ryan O'Reilly miss a wide open net like that with the Smith down? So shoot it he did, and that was actually not an up high shot. Ian Cole actually had the block to shut down O'Reilly on the second shot. Yossi's one-timer, that went 90 miles an hour, went wide the net. One man is back for Vancouver, that's Brock Besser. Another shot missed the net. Yossi keeps it on his backhand. Around is Tyler Myers, playing some of his best hockey this season. All the way this goes for Saros, and Nashville's going to restart. Gustav Nyquist sends it in for Forsberg, pass too far. Nyquist sends it back over to Forsberg. Forsberg overskated. Vancouver just gets it out. And a hand pass, they rule it against Jason Zucker. A minute 13 on the second part of this power play for Nashville. At this point, it's must score here, considering the Preds are down 2. Teddy Bluger with the shot block whip off a stick. Good awareness of the positioning on the one-timer where it's going to come off of. With Yossi's one-timer. Vancouver has blocked 24 shots. Nashville has blocked 11. They blocked as many shots as Vancouver has taken shots. The Canucks send this one down. It's interesting that the Canucks have blocked more shots than the Predators have actual shots on goal. Evangelista leads the way. A minute left on the power play, unless another one comes against Vancouver. Tommy Novak circles around. To the right side, Evangelista waits and surveys. Back over to Novak at the right point. Evangelista back with his Toros. Fires! And a save by the Smith. The rebound is cleared all the way down. Save number 23. Of course, basketball fans familiar with the number 23. Iconic jersey numbers of Michael Jordan and LeBron James. McDonough drops back over to Novak, and up front this goes over to Evangelista. This drop pass goes awry. Novak had to wait up front for this. Novak leads the rush. Over to the far side on the half wall. This down goes Novak. Hard around off the glass as Vancouver clears again. Saros playing this one out. A rather rough night for Jussi Saros and what has been a rather up and down season for him. One last rush for the Preds on this power play. And that big donut hole looming large for the Preds on the man advantage as we're back at full strength. Power play's over. Myers gets this one down for the ice. Bouncing puck over to the far wall. Preds back up with this. Now it's still chipped up in the air. Up for grabs. Smith trying to grab it. It's all the way down to Vancouver's ice. Hronek backhand this one over to the neutral zone. Vancouver gets it all the way for Carrier. They try to send this one in, can't do so. Sherwood a second attempt. And it's Hronek picking this one up. Around for the boards. Held in by Sherwood. Sherwood down low. Right behind the net. This goes right by him. Lindholm. Excellent penalty killing by the Canucks. They have the 4th best penalty kill in the NHL during the regular season. And it's carrying on over to the playoffs. Nashville needs 2. Still. We have 6:25 to go in regulation. Hughes dumps this one through over to the near corner. Nashville ice. Shen. He was teammates with Ryan O'Reilly last year with Toronto when they won their first playoff series in 19 years. Offside was Gustav Nyquist, and we'll go to break with 6:11 to go in regulation. We'll be right back in just a moment as we go to break. So, Ian, as we speak, as we're on the break, how do you evaluate that Chiefs draft?
So far, it's a good draft. You know, you get Xavier Worthy, who with Patrick Mahomes should be a hell of a weapon. You got you go ahead and get a tackle who's raw but can be developed, and we have a damn good offensive line coach and Andy Reid. So far it's been good. But I want to talk about this matchup because, you know, it looked like with Thatcher Demko out that Vancouver was going to have a major vulnerability. But so far tonight, Casey DeSmith has held his own.
You know, it's a bummer that Casey DeSmith didn't even play a full playoff game with the Penguins because game one, he had to leave in double overtime with that injury. But so far, I'm happy to see this ex-Penguin succeed in a backup role.
Yep.
And I also want to add on, speaking of the draft for my Steelers, I didn't have Troy Fautanu going to us on my bingo card, but I'm going to take it every day of the week now. Now that we have Zach Frazier, an interesting option, because it looked like we were going to go for Jackson Powers Johnson, but having Fautanu fall to us, plus Frazier at center, that fills in two holes. The offensive line solidified now. Jones, Sumalo, Frazier, Daniels, and now Fautanu. This is going to be a tough line to go past.
Yeah. Man, but so earlier today, the Rangers took a 3-0 lead on the Capitals by week. Let's be real, we saw this coming.
Yeah, I feel the Caps, they had no business being here. And it showed in this series. We'd wonder what could have happened if the Red Wings or the Penguins made the playoffs. This could have been a more competitive effort. Let's be honest with ourselves. We're back underway here. We're in the final 5:45 of the third period. They're in the Vancouver end, and the Canucks are trying to clear. They do so, and it sails all the way down. Where's Yossi picking this up? Yossi now. And there are no calls here for icing. Nashville fans are upset about that. That is not an icing. If they scored, that might not matter much here, but they need two, not one. Because the Canucks, they lead 2-0, both on the power play. They went 0 for 6 on the man advantage in the first two games. Long shot made his way to DeSmith. He closes the 5-hole. 5:13 to go. And I'll tell you, Luke Schenn, he has this ability to fire long shots from the point, locating the traffic right in front. He sees his former Toronto teammate Ryan O'Reilly at the front of the net. He's known for net front deflections. There's another net front deflection by O'Reilly right towards DeSmith. Right on cue. Schenn and O'Reilly. Face-off win by Roman Josi. Long shot is stopped by Casey DeSmith. It's now just kicked out over to the near side. Nashville's more than doubling Vancouver in total shots, 25-11. Final 5 of regulation. Nashville still needs 2. Falling down is Gustav Nyquist. A little shaken up after colliding with the net. Philip Forsberg over the point. Fires one from long distance. Susie got in the way. The puck is not out. Still inside. Nashville keeps it in. Deflected on the way. That was a wild deflection on the way to Casey DeSmith, who took care of business. And the clock stops with 4:43. Another break here in Nashville, or should I say Smashville. They have set up the smash car outside Bridgestone Arena. It's painted in a Vancouver Canucks scheme. Back to you in a moment as we head to break. So I'll tell you about the most intriguing playoff series in the NHL. Well, later on tonight, or going on right now, we have the Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche. That game is underway. And with the Avalanche winning 5-2 over the Jets at Winnipeg, one can imagine that this could be anyone's series now. The Avs are the best home team in the league, but the Jets are no slouches on the road. This could be anyone's hockey game now. As much of in between the Avs are on the road, they absolutely needed that win in game 2. You see that Ian left. Either way, I'll keep going on. So it's early on in that game. They're in the first period now. And the third quarter between the Mavs and Qtrs. Mavs lead 78-67. It's still a double-digit lead. Other game there is Timberwolves and Suns, which will start at 10:30 Eastern. Oilers and Kings at 10:30 Eastern. But now we're coming back into this game. Ryan O'Reilly, a vocal leader. He was the captain of the St. Louis Blues when the Blues made it to the Stanley Cup Final and won in 2019. Make his way over to the middle of the ice, accounting for the net front deflections, getting quick shots off. He thinks that there are open holes, and there were open holes. Thing is, there were defenders in the way. A scary chance against Casey Smith on a bouncing puck up in front. Luke Shen and Ryan O'Reilly brought in from Toronto to Nashville. This pass missed everyone. It goes all the way back to Nashville center the ice with 4:32. They need 2 goals to potentially send this to overtime. Back in his own zone is Colton Sissons. To the left side, when does Jussi Saros get pulled? 26 shots for Nashville to Vancouver's 11. Evangelista just sends one off of the Smith. For the 27th shot, this gets deflected up all the way off the ice. Time starting to become the enemy here for the Preds. Vancouver firing just 11 times, but it's quality over quantity. Andrew Burnett wants to face up on the other side. Instead, he'll get one over at the Smith's left. 18 faceoff wins for the Canucks. 36 for the Predators. This one's the 19th for Vancouver, as there was a tie-up. Low slow to get up are the 2 centers. First to this puck is Ryan McDonough with Teddy Bluger onto him. Puck tie-up. This comes loose for Elias Pettersson. He fires, and there's the save by Jussi Saros. When does he get pulled? That's the big question. Drop backwards over to McDonough. McDonough tied up by Pettersson. Moved around over to the far wall. 350. Nashville still needs 2. Ryan McDonough leads the way. Chipped up for the ice. Nyquist leading the way. Locating was Forsberg, but the Canucks are back with this. Chipped up forward. This moves on inside. Carry the first to it. Miller there. McDonough also there. Besser there. With the far half wall. Nashville gets it out. Racing to this first was one of the Predators, but back inside, this goes to JT Miller. He fires it, and it's gloved by Saros, who holds on. 3:26 to go. Settling back underway here for this face-off. Every minute crucial here. Puck possession so crucial in every tick, every minute, every second in playoff hockey. Nashville wins this faceoff. They need to move it quickly. Carry with 3:20. They need to get an answer on Casey Smith because they have not solved him here in this game. Evangelista from the left circle, score! They get one back. And finally, they solve Casey Smith. There's one. One more to go. 3:12 to go here in regulation. It took 28 shots to finally get something on Casey Smith, and that is the first career playoff goal for Luke Evangelista. Congratulations, young buck. Evangelista gets the Canucks defense all sidetracked. Just as Colton Sissons was closing in on the crease, boxing out what I think was Philip Hronek. He boxed out Hronek. Sissons got down deep on the Smith. The Smith was not able to get the left pad onto there, and Evangelista scoring the goal that cuts Vancouver's lead in half. There's one. Another one to go. You'd wonder if Rick Tocchet's going to challenge it. There's no challenge from Tocchet. The goal is going to stand. I think it's going to be the right call. Fans on their feet here in Nashville. Still, when does Saros come out of his crease so that they get the 6-on-5 on? This is the spark that Nashville's needed. Desperately so. 29th shot of the ninth. All the way back out as everyone gets set. Don't have to pull the goaltender too early here, but some are willing to take that risk, including Patrick Waugh for the New York Islanders, formerly with the Colorado Avalanche. O'Reilly is down low. Evangelista's first career playoff goal. Back to the point. Josi on the hold. Over to O'Reilly. O'Reilly walking along the half wall. Batted down deep. Josi racing to this puck over the far corner. This one moved around. Still in the field of play. Out to center. Ryan McDonough holding it. 2:20 to go. Sent back inside. It's Forsberg holding it at the top of the right circle. Save! Rebound loose. It's cleared. Just before it was knocked loose, Stars is going to let this one go. Icing against Vancouver. Does Andrew Burnett use his timeout with 2:10 to go? There's a block in front by Pierce Suter on Roman Josi. The goal scored this free throw mark as Evangelista was moving at the left circle, moving over to his right side. Nyquist was in front, trying to deflect this one home and tap it home. And Andrew Burnett has used his timeout. Of course, it's all your fault chants and the goalie taunts that Nashville does. Predators faithful. One of the most iconic chants in the NHL. Which they taunt the opposing goaltender after every goal. Country music hats out here for the Preds. 29-12 is a shot discrepancy between the Preds and Canucks. The Canucks still lead 2-1. Now everyone out there back on the ice for Rick Tocchet's Canucks, Andrew Burnett's Predators. Burnett was previously the interim head coach of the Florida Panthers after Joel Quenneville announced his resignation as the head coach of the Panthers following the Kyle Beach scandal, in which he was the head coach of the Chicago Blackhawks in 2010. Let's go Preds chance here at its loudest here in Nashville. Loose puck. Grabbed down by Teddy Bluger to clear this one down. He uses the boards to get this one down the ice. Extra attacker out on the ice for the Preds with 2 minutes to go. Centered on backwards as Nashville wants to score the tying goal. Luke Evangelista just scored his first career playoff goal. That cut the lead in half on Vancouver. The Smith. Right afterwards. And Evangelista may have some worse. This young buck shining up top at its brightest. Clock stops with 1:51. That's the Predators' 30th shot on goal. I would say, speaking of famous broadcasters, if anything happens, then, well, safe to say, well, I can say, heaven has called another legendary broadcaster. Bob Cole has passed away at 90 years old, the longtime broadcaster of Hockey Night in Canada. Well, heaven is getting another legendary broadcaster. He'll be calling hockey games for the many angels up in heaven. Here's Forsberg's long shot out in front. The Smith under duress. Still is loose. Oh my goodness! Casey the Smith! Are you kidding me? How did he keep that out? Philip Forsberg back with this. Roman Josi onto the way. Back deep. Center point. Tic-tac-toe they go. Josi down low on this pass. Vancouver's trying to defend here with their mightiest. 1-11. Right side for Forsberg. Back across. Set back for Josi. Out in front. Deflected up high. Myers trying to clear. Now it's loose over the forehalf wall. Hand pass is signaled. 1:02 to go in the third. JT Miller blocking 2 Ryan O'Reilly shots. Oh my goodness, everything is unfolding here. The puck loose several times. Tyler Myers also blocking the way for Ryan O'Reilly to get this right by, and the Smith maintaining its ground. Miller helping out the Smith as well. Great defensive shift for the Canucks as they're completely holding up their own. The Preds still with their goalie pulled. Saros has returned back to his crease. 32 hits for the Preds, 31 shots for the Preds. The Canucks have blocked 28 shots. Excellent shot blocking effort by Vancouver on the night. Blueger and O'Reilly going at it. Final minute of regulation. Vancouver can ice this. This instead goes all the way down. Saros is going to play this one out. 50 seconds to go. Saros is prepared to come out of his crease. He gets a signal now. Nyquist. Oh, he almost lost the puck. He has to retreat right back. Nyquist going right around, twirling around. Centered up front as Nashville wants to get the extra man out. In comes Saros for the extra attacker. Empty net now. 30 seconds to go. Forsberg, empty. And here's Sissons, the extra attacker out. Yossi, long shot, blocked in front. Vancouver clears. 23 seconds to go. Yossi holding. And right back, he's trying to lead the way up forward. Yossi, shot around for the near boards. To the far side. 15 seconds. Sissons holding. Left circle. 11 seconds. Flipped up front. Glove down by O'Reilly. 8 seconds. Through the half wall. Nyquist looking for a shot. This one's up high and up to the glass. It's all the way out. This game is over. Vancouver wins. Oh, baby. The Canucks become the first team to win a playoff game with just 12 shots on goal. Ironically, the Predators were also on the losing end of such a game. That was game 1 of the 2017 Stanley Cup Final when they faced the Pittsburgh Penguins. The shots on goal, the final stat, 31-12, Nashville. Hits are 32-23, Nashville. It looked like Nashville was going to dominate offensively, and they were, but Vancouver held their own on the defensive side of the ice with 30 shot blocks on the game to Nashville's 11. What a gritty effort here by the Canucks as they have taken the series lead once again. 2-1 the lead. Takeaway 6-5 Vancouver. Giveaways Nashville 9, Vancouver 3. What a game this was, especially for the Canucks. They needed this one. Both goals on the power play. That's going to do it here for the Canucks. JT Miller, Brock Besser, and Casey Smith, your heroes for the Canucks. So long from Bridgestone Arena. I am Alec Nava saying good night, everyone.